find my beloved and he is mine. His banner over me is love. I'm my beloved and he is mine. His banner over me is love. His banner over me is love. He leads me to his banqueting table. His banner over me is love. He walks me to his banqueting table. His banner over me is love. He leads me to his banqueting table. His banner over me is love. His banner over me is love. Yeshua is the rock of my salvation. His banner over me is love. Yeshua is the rock of my salvation. His banner over me is love. Yeshua is the rock of my salvation. His banner over me is love. His banner over me is love.
Praise the higher. Children of Israel are here. Mount Hor. We're going inside the tomb to pray for our brother Aaron. Holy Land, Kadesh. We are in Kadesh. And as you know, Mount Hor is at the border of the children of Israel heritage. So we're still within the borders, but this is one of the borders.
Shabbat Shamayim, Quadash Haya, Shamka Mahaya, Malak Wafka, Thabavat Zawanka, Haya Aisha, Baharat Zah. Kawahaya, Bashamaya, Nathan Lanawa, Lakan Kayawan, Wasalat Nawa, Khawaf Nawa, Kasalat Nawa, Kawaf Nawa, Thabayanawa Minasaya Wapamba Hawashinawa Mayarai Kayalaka Hamalakwa Wahala Wahasaparas wa awalam Amen.
Our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth, as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread. Forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. Lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory. Amen. Praise the Most High.
All glory and praise to Ahaya Shahaya, Bahashim Shaya, Wakodashawak. my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulder, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I got to run. I do what I can when I can for my people, 'cause the enemy is plotting to take our lives. So I gotta stand up, I'm taking my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, I hear higher calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones. Ooh, early in the morning, when the sun begins to shine, I gotta stop moving towards that separated line. I'm waiting till morning water. I got made up mind. I got a made up mind. And I don't mind if I lose any blood on the way to salvation. 'Cause Yeshua had to die, so who am I? So I'm gonna stand up, taking my people with me. Yeah. Father crossing, a higher is calling my name. Keep on keeping on. I can feel it in my bones, and I know what's around the bend might be hard to face 'cause I'm alone, but I just don't fear 'cause a higher's here. I wanna see your shadows
Stand up, taking my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Across the river, I hear a higher calling, calling me to answer. Keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, taking my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Across the river, I hear a higher calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on. I'm gonna stand up, taking my people with me. Together we are going to a brand new home. Far across the river, I hear a higher calling, calling me to answer. Gonna keep on keeping on.
Come on out of Babylon. Come on out of Babylon.
A higher prepared place.
Come on out of Babylon.
A higher prepared place for you.
A higher's got a place for you.
A higher prepared place for you. A higher prepared place. A higher prepared place for you. A higher prepared place.
Sometimes I feel I got it bad. Sometimes I feel like holding back. Sometimes I feel like I can't wait to be alone. And then I think about His grace, His love be flowing from the throne. Can't get enough, and when I'm hurting, I'm bleeding. My spirit calling is pleading. For you, I need you to lead. For you, I get on my knees. This sin is like a disease. When I was way down, you picked me right up. The devil came round. He know it's time up. 24 elders bow down with their crown at your feet. Said you are worthy of all praise. And now this battle you defeat. Father, you're worthy of your name. Most High, the Most High, Most High, Most High, Most High, the Most High. Father, you're worthy of your name. Sometimes I feel I got it bad. Sometimes I feel like holding back. Sometimes I feel like I can't wait to be alone. And then I think about His grace, His love be flowing from the throne. Can't get enough, and when I'm hurting, I'm bleeding. My spirit calling is pleading. For you, I need you to lead. For you, I get on my knees. This sin is like a disease. When I was way down, you picked me right up. The devil came round. He know it's time up. 24 elders bow down with their crown at your feet. Said you are worthy of all praise. And now this battle you defeat. Father, you're worthy of your name. Most High, the Most High, Most High, Most High, Most High, the Most High. Father, you're worthy of your name.
Shalom, Israel. This is Sister Kana. And first and foremost, I give all glory and praise to Ahaya Asher Ahaya, Bahashemishaya, Wa Kodash Wa. Shalom, guys, and it's so good to see you. I pray you all had a blessed week. I had one, and there's a lot going on, brothers and sisters. So, there's a lot of information that I have to give, and a lot of things that I want to talk about. So, first and foremost, also, this is the Nappy Hair Chronicles, chronicalizing the nappy haired people. And as we get closer to the coming of our King, Yeshaya, who is coming, the birth pains, boom, 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 is upon us. Praise Ahaya. So I just wanted to, start off by letting you know that this weekend is a double Shabbat. Okay, it's a double holy Shabbat. We have a double Sabbath coming up, and it's actually the 4th, June 4th, will be a double Sabbath because we are going into um, the 4th month according to the Hebrew calendar. So prepare your household, sisters, for a double Shabbat. Cook double portions so that you don't have to kindle a fire on the holy day. On right after the Sabbath, Saturday Sabbath, directly we'll go into another Shabbat, which is the 4th month according to the pseudepigrapha. I'm going to go into it and read it for you as well. It tells us that the 4th month is and that first day of the 4th month is a holy day, signifying when Noah came off the ark, and it's when I think when he saw dry land, but we'll read it, so I don't want to, I'm paraphrasing on which event it was, but according to the Bible, it's a holy month, a holy day, double Shabbats. And I told you, brothers and sisters, throughout our Hebrew calendar, once you learn the calendar and you know the calendar, you will see that we have a lot of double Sabbath, meaning from the Shabbat, regular Friday, Sunday to Saturday, Sunday, right at that sundown, going into Sunday, it's a double Sabbath. So this weekend is a double Sabbath. Prepare your household, ladies. And this is why I'm always going in about the calendar. How important it is to know the calendar, because these are our Sabbaths. When the Most High says with the 10 Commandments, keep my Sabbaths holy, they are a sign between us and Him. This is what He's talking about. He's talking about if you got to keep His holy days, His Sabbaths, in order to worship Him. You cannot worship Ahaya on the wrong days, thinking that you're worshiping Him. And this is the thing about the Most High. His laws are not grievous to us, brothers and sisters, once you learn them. But when you don't know them, it's always going to be an issue. You're always going to be scrambling around, not really knowing what to do, and also not really knowing that you're breaking His laws, you're breaking His commandments. And this is why I have gone into infiltration. Why I know, and you should know, that there is infiltration. No one is coming to you telling you that this Sabbath is a double Sabbath. Saturday and Sunday are going to be holy days. Nobody is telling you that. Nobody will tell you how to figure out the holy days, how to get this information. No one is breaking this down for you, because these brothers are taken down they have already been taken down. They thought to change times and laws, like the scripture says, so that we will always be going against the Most High, fighting against our power. When we're not in line with the Most High, we are actually at war with Him. We're fighting with Him. We're making an abominable day, a holy day, and a holy day, and an abominable day. Now,
I'm going to show you the calendar, and I'm going to show you in the scriptures as well. But I just want to tell you that this is why I've been screaming infiltration, infiltration, infiltration all these years. I knew and I understood because the Most High brought me out of Babylon. He showed me his calendar. This is how I was able to find out. He showed me the calendar, and he showed me about his holy days. My issue was I could not find the first day of the year. So that was an issue. Not knowing the first day of the year, then you cannot know his holy days. You cannot be on the right calendar if you don't know the first day of the Hebrew calendar according to Enoch. Now, a lot of people will claim, oh, we're on the Enoch calendar, and they still following the Jewish holidays and their ceremonies and their days. You cannot know the correct days according to Enoch for a higher and his calendar if you're in line with these Jewish Khazar people. It's the two don't match, it don't mix. The Most High is not an author of confusion, and he is not. They're not on his holy days. They have their own God. Okay, and this is where you'll find people who are calling on the name Yah, Jehovah, Yahawashah, Yahushua. All those people are following along with the Jewish calendar, and they're off. They're worshiping Satan. It's sad to say, but you just got to keep it 100. They're worshiping Satan, and they refuse to acknowledge this calendar according to Enoch. Now, once Elder Ricard brought the calendar out, then, it took some years, but now everybody's talking about the Hebrew calendar and the Book of Enoch. They never ascribed to the Hebrew Book of Enoch. They never went into the pseudepigrapha before until Elder Ricard started bringing this information out. Okay, so now we're here at this point. Now you got Hebrews who are claiming that they go by the 364 calendar, but they still manage to keep the holy days along with the Jewish Khazars. In Revelation 2:9 and 3:9, he says they are the synagogue of Satan. They do not worship him. So you must understand what you're worshiping. It behooves you to figure out the correct holy days according to the Enoch calendar, knowing the first day of the year. Now that's what I'm going to get into, because this Sunday is a double Shabbat. It's the 4th month according to the Hebrew calendar. When Noah came off the boat, the Most High ordained these days as high holy days. The first month, which is in the middle of the March, the second month, which is June, coming June 4th, will be starting of the 4th month. September, what we know as September, it's the 7th month. Very high holy month. There's a lot of holy days and double Sabbaths in that month. And then the 10th month, which is in December, or coming from November into December, because the way the Gregorian calendar is. You must know these days. These are our holy convocations. They are signs between us and the higher, the Most High. You got to know these days, because you're not going to be keeping the Lord's statutes, commandments, because he said, keep my Sabbath days, keep them holy. The Sabbath days are more than just Saturday, Sabbath. The Sabbaths are the days that the Most High gave us in Leviticus 23, and according to the pseudepigrapha, there's a few days in the Maccabee books. There are holy days, the Feast of Dedication and all those days. Purim, they all line up certain days according to the Enoch calendar. You must know this. You must figure this out, brothers and sisters, because if you don't know it, and if you're not doing it correctly, you're making an abominable day, a holy day, and a holy day, and abominable day. And I'm going to read that so that y'all understand how to the Most High, all this stuff is very important to him. Okay, so first let me just show you the calendar. Okay, I'm going to show you according to the calendar so that you can see it. I have a calendar that's on my blog, and I'll put the link. Guys, I suggest that you make your own calendars. Learn how to put the calendar together so that no one can deceive you. Even if Sister Kana is wrong, don't go by me. Learn it, put it in your inward part so you will know it for yourself. I can help you. You can look at my calendar and you can see how the numbers line up and you can see how the holy days fall so that you can get accustomed to making your own calendars. So that way, nobody can deceive you and there won't be no deception. Okay, because that's what's going on right now. Nobody's telling you that this weekend is a double Shabbat. Nobody's mentioned it. You know, you sit and wait, you watch all these Hebrew channels, they'll go on. Nobody will tell you we have high holy days and this Shabbat is a double Sabbath. And nobody has mentioned it because there's infiltration within the Hebrew Israelite community, first of all. And that's what this program is about. And we're going to go into all that. So be patient with me, brothers and sisters, because I have to attend to a highest business first. His calendar. This is why he sent me out of Babylon. This is what he showed me once I left. But even before I left, he was showing me information. So now I have learned it. And it came from, I'll give it the credit always, Elder Ricard is the one who brought out the secrets of the times and brought it out according to the Enoch and how to find the first day of the year. And this is how, but I was already being shown from the Most High about his calendar. And I knew I needed to find the first day of the year. And once Elder Ricard revealed it, I was able to put the calendar in line. And this is how I know. And this is back 15 years ago, brothers and sisters. So this is how the whole infiltration things came up. And this is why you must know that there's infiltration. They are still playing with the holy days. Because as long as we're off on our holy days, we cannot come back to the Most High, higher. They know this. So this is why the holy days has always been an issue. They have always played. Even once Elder Ricard came out with the secrets of the times, the next following year, he tried to shift the calendar one day off. And he's been messing with the calendar ever since. But Most High was already dealing with me with his calendar. So I was able to understand when the error was and where it has been. And these brothers will not correct themselves. They will not change it because I know they cannot. Because it's infiltration. It's not because they so hard-headed and stubborn, which we know that the ego is very running wild. We know that. But it's also because of infiltration. And that's why Christ warned us in Matthew 24 and said, possibly the elect will be deceived. He said, do not be deceived, brothers and sisters. Read Matthew 24. It was talking about the end times. What will be the signs of him returning? Not in 70 AD, not during that time, when he will be returning, brothers, this time. What would be the signs? Christ, the first thing out of Christ's mouth, it said, trust no man. Do not be deceived. So this is what you're looking for, brothers and sisters. You need to pay attention to what is going on so that you're not deceived. The calendar is very important. It's the only thing that connects us between the Most High and us. Keeping his holy day. He said, if you love me, keep my commandments. His Sabbaths are his commandments. They're all entwined to his holy days. Okay? I have to reiterate that because this is what this is all about. All the infighting, all going back and forth with GOCC over these years has all been all about the calendar and his holy days and keeping the children of Israel off track. Okay? Y'all must understand what this is about. Don't be deceived because they'll try to make it all about everything else, coming and also knowing where to flee to. Jordan is the safe place. There is a place, brothers and sisters, and nobody is giving you this information. Nobody is telling you, that undeniably there is a safe place. One safe place. The Most High said he will protect us within his borders. And there's a few countries that's within his borders, like Syria and Iraq and Egypt and Jordan. But Syria, you know what's going on in Syria. It's shambles. Iraq is also a place. Only parts of Iraq would be, and those are the parts that was also entangled with war and things like that. And Egypt is another place. Certain parts of Egypt, not Alexandria. Alexandria, Egypt is outside the borders, so you don't want to be there. And they tried to lure you. If they was letting you go to Egypt, they were trying to get you to go there because that's outside of the borders. You must be within the borders. And Jordan is the main place. When the children of Israel came across the Red Sea, they came into Jordan. And the holy mountain is in Jordan. This is where you want to be. Jordan is the safe place. Hold on. Give me a second. And Shalom, Sister Shoshana. Praise the Higher. Good to see you. Bless you, sister. Bless you, brothers and sisters. I pray you all are doing well. Now, let me go into quickly, because I have a lot of information, and I want to go into this infiltration situation. And that's the main topic, no respecter of persons. And please be patient with me because it's very important, because y'all see there's a lot of infighting going on with these these men in these Israelite groups. And I'm going to go into why, and we're going to talk about this. But first, I want to show you the calendar and show you the slides. Hold on, let me just see. Hold on. Okay. Let me see. Now, this is a card that's on the screen. Now, I wish I could make it bigger, but I believe you can make your screen bigger, right? Hold on. Right, a card. Okay, and a rabbi. This is the 4th month. A rabbi is June. The yellow on my calendar signifies a high holy day, which will be this Sunday, and you see the regular Shabbat, right? Let me make it bigger for my own self. Okay. So I need to point this out. According to the Enoch calendar, when Elder Ricard gave the secrets of the times, remember, he told you that the last day of the year will always be on a Shabbat. Y'all, please got to go back to that video, study the video. The most Elder Ricard shows you how to find the first day of the year, which is very important. And he goes into the site which you can go to find it and everything. But what he neglected to tell you, and this is very important, that now let me go back to the Akkad, to March. This is how you find the first day of the year. When you see here on that top row, 28, 29, 30, 31. 31 is the last day of the Hebrew calendar, and the new year will start the next day, right? That's the yellow. That was this year, 5/1. It was on March 5th was the first day of the year. And according to the Hebrew, it was the first. So that's why that 1 is there, right? Going back, you see that 29, 30, 31. That happens during the Enoch calendar 4 times a year, when you'll see that the end of the month will end on the Shabbat. It happens 4 times within the Hebrew year. That's the eclerary months. It will always end on the Shabbat, and the next day will always be the first day of that month, of the next month. This is a major sign. This is the Most High bringing his calendar back to the beginning. The 1 will be always on a Sunday, because Sunday is the first day of the week, 1 through 7, and then we have our Shabbat 7 days later, right? So this is how the calendar will correct itself. It will always line back up 1 through 7 on the eclerary months. That's the first month, which is always in March, Akkad. The 4th month, which will always be in June. Let me go to June so you can see it. June, see that 1 is on that Sunday. That's 29, 30, 31. It ended here on the Shabbat is the last day of that month, and then so it's a double. That's when it lines up and it becomes a double Sabbath. And I'll go into the scriptures and show you how what the Most High said, but it lines up perfectly with the scriptures on how He told us that the first month, the fourth month, the seventh month, and the 10th month are all high holy days. Those first Sundays, first day of the week, and the 7 days later is a Shabbat, 1 through 7. It lines the calendar right back up, and I hope I'm explaining it right. But we know that Sunday is the first day, right? We know that now. Not like in America where they make Monday the first day. Sunday is the first day of the week. Saturday is the seventh day. That's the Sabbath of the Most High Ahaya. He made it a holy day. On the Hebrew calendar, on those months, the first month, the fourth month, the seventh month, and the 10th month, the holy day, the calendar will line up in that manner, 1 through 7. This is when the calendar corrects itself and bring the calendar back to its original state. 1 through 7, Saturday, Sabbath, and it'll do that for the whole month on those 4 months. The first month, which is March, the fourth month, which is June, the seventh month, which is September, and the 10th month, which is December. Now, once you learn that and understand that about the calendar, you understand how the calendar works, and your calendar will always line up perfectly with 364 days. Now, the problem is with Elder Ricard is he gave you some information, but he didn't give it all to you. And now, for somebody who has a Hebrew Bible Academy, making money off the children of Israel, in hand over fist, months, years after year after year, he has never broke this down to the children of Israel so that they will know how to figure out the holy days for themselves. He's not doing it. And just like he's not telling you that this weekend is a double Shabbat, it's a high holy day on Sunday. It falls. And this is when Noah was coming off the boat, and the Most High he assigned these days as high holy days, that we must keep them as a sign, as a covenant that he made with Noah for the rainbow, that we should not eat blood. You should not kill a man. You should not shed a man's blood. This is the covenant that he made for these months, these 4 eclerary months within the Hebrew calendar. You must get this and understand this, because this is how you keep his Sabbaths. And as long as we are off on these days and we making a holy day an abominable day and all this stuff, we're not in line with the Most High, and we remove from the hedge of protection. And they know this. This is why they thought to change times and laws, brothers and sisters. This is it. And this is how you know that there's infiltration, because nobody is telling you about this calendar and how important it is. Elder Ricard gave you a piece of it, but he will not come and give you the correct days of how to find this stuff out. And he even keeps his Hebrew Bible Academy on Sundays so that you will be breaking the whole high holy day. Every time these months come around, you're breaking the law by not keeping it as a high Sabbath and not, feasting on this day, resting on this day, and doing what you're supposed to do for a higher. And this is how you know these brothers, they don't care about the Most High. They don't govern his statutes, his laws, none of that. They're playing games. Because if you love a higher, you'll keep his commandments and you'll know his holy days and you'll teach it to his people so that they can be on point. But you're not getting none of that. They're giving you half truths and then half false information, or information that's not even relevant to coming back to the Most High. And this is why I've been screaming to the top of the love infiltration, infiltration, infiltration. And if it wasn't for a higher showing me this stuff, I wouldn't be able to tell you, brothers and sisters. It's a higher, and he wants you to know. A higher Ashur, a higher Bahashim Yeshaya. There's no other power. Because those other gods ain't showing you no calendar. These other gods ain't really signifying these holy days and telling you nothing. But our people are stuck on stupid, and got to be calling on these wrong names and wrong holy days and wrong gods doing the wrong thing, will not listen. And this is why we are in shambles at this point right now. We are not coming back to the Most High because we're not keeping the law, statutes, and commandments the way we're supposed to. So the hedge of protection is not on us. And that's why Israelites in America are dying in droves. And y'all ain't seen nothing yet because it's coming. And if you don't come up out of Babylon and get up out of here while you got a chance to, you're going to really understand the wrath of the Most High. He's bringing it, brothers and sisters. Get under the hedge of protection, learn his laws, his statutes, his commandments, know his calendar and his holy days. This is very important. Okay, so I'm going to go. This is June. Now you see that 29, 30, 31 at the top of the page on the right side. This happens 4 times in a year, and you will get, it brings the calendar back in line. I'm going to go to September. Now, like I told you, September has a whole lot of high holy days. It's a very high holy Sabbath month, September, the 7th month. But in it, again, just like you see it here, the 30, 31, the Sabbath, it ends on the Sabbath. And it goes into the next month, which is going to always be a double Shabbat. And it's also the Feast of Trumpets. Double Shabbat is double in meaning because it's also signifying when Noah came up off the boat and different things that happened during that time. This is why we are getting these eclerary 4 months out of the year. This yellow is indicating those double Shabbats. We have the regular Saturday Sabbath, the 31. You see that 31? It ends the month right there. And then that next day, in this particular month, it is the Feast of Trumpets. So it's a double Shabbat in meaning, but it's also an eclerary month. So when Noah was coming off the boat and different signs that he got, and the Most High ordained them as high holy feast. You must know this. Okay, and then when you go down to the next week, that's next Sabbath, see this 14, 16, 14, that's a regular Sabbath. The next day is also a double Sabbath because that starts the Feast of Tabernacles. That's the first day, and it's a high holy day. It's a double Shabbat on those days. It starts on a Sunday. It's a double Sabbath because he said the first day is a holy convocation and the last day is a holy convocation. When you read Leviticus 23 about the Feast of Tabernacles, 8 days, not 7 days. So it don't end on the Sabbath. If it was 7 days, it would end on the Sabbath. But the Most High said no. He made it a double Shabbat at that time. See it there? It's 8 days. There's blue. That thing is covering it. But I pray that you can see this and you can take heed. Double Sabbaths are very important in the Hebrew calendar. It's double Sabbath, meaning that Saturday Shabbat and the next day, Sunday, is also a double Sabbath. Nobody is going to tell you this thing. But when you go into the scriptures, and the Most High said in Leviticus 23, about the Feast of Tabernacle, the first day is a holy convocation and the last day is a holy convocation, and it's 8 days you should dwell. The 8th day is a Sabbath. That means that Sunday, that next day after the Sabbath, is also a high holy day. And you must understand this about the calendar. Nobody is telling you this. These brothers are not breaking it down. Their infiltration within our Hebrew Israelite community, they thought to change times and laws. They're not giving us the correct holy days according to Enoch. And a lot, like I said before, I'm gonna say it again. A lot of these Hebrews now that they heard about the 364 day and the book of Enoch, now they say, oh, we follow the Enoch. They don't follow the Enoch. They don't know the first day of the year, and they cannot find the correct holy days. They still keep the holy days with these Khazar Jewish people, knowing that they are the synagogue of Satan, because the scriptures say they are. Revelations 2:9 and 3:9. We are not to keep them holy days with them. They are worshiping Satan, brothers and sisters. And I know a lot of brothers and sisters still calling on them names. Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahuwah, Yah. You're still calling them the name. You won't put that stuff down. And you're worshiping Satan, and you're against the Most High, and you don't want to even correct yourselves. You must put that stuff down. You get on the Enoch calendar, find the correct first day of the year. Nobody is giving you this information because they don't know it. Why? Because the Most High you didn't give it to them. That's why. He gave it to me, and this is why I'm here talking about it. And this is why I'm the only person talking about it. Praise Ahaya. Bahashim Yeshaya, brothers and sisters. He wanted the children of Israel to know. He brought me out of Babylon, sat me in Jordan, so that I can be able to give you this information within his borders. Please keep it, get it right, so that you'll know it and put it in your inward parts, because you got to know this in order to worship him. You can't just out and out say, oh, I'm worshiping the Most High and just because you say that. No, there's rules to this. He put certain things in place because it's a sign. He's watching. He knows who's doing what and who's not doing what. So you ain't fooling nobody, and you ain't going to get away with it. Trust me. People come and they make up their own calendars and try to act like, oh, they doing it according to Enoch, and they 1 and 2 and 3 days off. It ain't gonna fly, brothers and sisters. And you ain't got to try to please. Don't come trying to impress me. It's about the Most High Ahaya. Get right with him. Get on the correct holy days. Stop playing games and stop playing yourself, because, it ain't gonna work. He's watching. This is September. There's 3 or 4 double Sabbaths in September. You got to know this calendar, and you got to keep the holy days correctly. Okay? Next, the 10th month. Someone's calling. The 10th month is the same thing. You see, the 30-31. Ashura is in December. It ends the same way. The last day is the Sabbath, and then the first day becomes a high holy day according to the book of Enoch. The first month, the 4th month, the 7th month, and the 10th month. These are high holy days according to the Enoch. We must keep them as Sabbaths, double Shabbats, so that the Saturday, it ends the month, the Shabbat. The next day is the beginning of the month. The first day is always on a Sunday. It's always going to be on a Sunday. 1 through 7, it brings our calendar back in line. And this is how you know that these brothers have been lying to you. Elder Ricard has not given you this information. He has not, and he will not, because he's trying to lie and say that everything lines up on the Sabbath. No, the Most High calendar has double Sabbaths. 5 and 6, 7 times within a whole Hebrew year, we have double Sabbaths. That's how you know you are in line with the Most High. It's a sign between us and him, brothers and sisters. This is what the scriptures is talking about. So you haven't heard this nowhere before. Elder Ricard was not even giving it to you because he cannot. Now he needs to change it. Now that you can see it, and you can see it and it's clear, Now he's going to have to change. He's going to have to change that Hebrew Bible Academy and make it on a Monday, because we have too many double Sabbaths within our Hebrew Enoch calendar that the Most High ordained us as feasts to keep as a sign between us and him. Now you can go to Elder Carr and ask him, why, brother? Why have you not told us about this? Why haven't you mentioned this? He gave you the secret of the times. He knew that Saturday, let me go back to March, because this is what's in the teaching. That Saturday, in Akkad in March, that last Saturday, the last day of the Hebrew year, always fall on the Shabbat. That's what he told you, and it was correct. And the next day starts a Sunday, is our Hebrew New Year. It's a holy New Year because it's also the double meaning when Noah comes off the ark. He has a lot of holy days with double meanings, double Shabbats. Elder Ricard did not explain this to you, and even in the Hebrew Academy, he don't break it down. He don't tell you how to keep the calendar in order. So do you know that everything don't fall on a Shabbat? The Most High put he put a monkey wrench in it. It don't fall on a Shabbat. Some of our holy days are 8-day feasts, like the Feast of Dedications. 8 days. So we have a regular 7-day. The 7th is the Shabbat. The 8th day is going to be a Sunday. So that's a double Sabbath. When he said the first day and the 8th day, that's a double Shabbat. Go back to Leviticus 23. Read down. Now it's going to make sense to you, brothers and sisters. Whenever it says the first day is the holy convocation and the last day, and it's an 8th day Shabbat, that means it's a double Sabbath. And no one is giving you this info. None of these Hebrew groups, Israelite groups, they're all off. They're all making abominable days, holy days. They're all off. And I'm not saying this to be going against my brothers. Don't think that. I'm saying this to tell you that there's infiltration, and there's been infiltration. They thought to change times and laws on us so that we would never find out this information. And when Elder Ricard gave the secrets of the time, he gave it correctly, but he left some stuff out. And he knew he was leaving stuff out. That's why they've always been at war with me. That's why I have been a problem. That's why he's always talking against women, and making it a point that you think, something is wrong with women, because they don't want you to get this information. They want you to say, oh, she's a woman, don't say nothing. Brothers and sisters, it's Ahia who gave me this information. And he's telling you, thus saith Ahia, keep his commandments. We got a high holy day coming up this Sunday, a double Shabbat. No one is telling you this. Get in line with his calendar. Figure out those holy days. It's very, very important. These people are lying to you. Elder Ricard has been taken down. He's infiltrated. And that's why you got Elder Gabar coming out the woodwork, and he's trying to act like, listen, we're going to go into that. That's what I'm going into. But I really needed to stress this calendar. It's very important that you know about the signs between us and the Most High. Our holy days are very important. You must know the correct holy days. We have double Shabbats throughout the Hebrew year. Everything does not just fall on the Sabbath. And you know that by the Feast of Weeks. Count the 49 days, and the 50th day, which will always be a Sunday, is a double Shabbat. When you look in the Feast of Tabernacle, Leviticus 23, he said the first day and the 8th day. That's a Sunday, because we have a 7-day week. 7 Sabbaths is always on a Sabbath. The 8th day will always be a Sunday. We have double Shabbats throughout our Hebrew calendar. Learn the calendar, brothers and sisters. It's very, very important. We cannot come back to the Most High. He's a stickler for his law. His Lord will not, his word won't come back void. We cannot get protected. We're not under the hedge unless we are keeping the commandments the correct way. I'm begging you, brothers and sisters, go into it. Don't let it fly. Don't let people deceive you. Don't let Israelites, send this information to other Israelites, especially people within the GLCC, because they are mesmerized. They're mesmerized by Elder Rakar. Just like in 70 AD, they said the occasion for the destruction of the people was the false prophets, men who were in the church, part of the congregation, leading our people astray, not giving them all the information, like get out of Babylon. Get out. Run for your lives. It's falling, brothers and sisters. This thing is going to fall. And you got away the first time because the Most High gave you a sign. He opened it back up so you better get up out of there. Because once this thing closed down, it's done. Wake up. Wake up our people. Warn our people. Let them know. It's infiltration. These brothers are stuck there. They cannot get out. Get out. Save the souls of your children. Sisters, you have children. These are our future kings and queens. You cannot sit in Babylon and just wait. There's not going to be a huge exodus like in the days of Moses. The Most High said, one from a city, two from a family. That's how he's going to bring you into Zion. Don't be deceived, sisters. Get out. Save the souls of your children. Don't be afraid, brothers and sisters. Shalom. I see you, brothers and sisters. I see you. I'm sorry that I got to go into this like this, but I really need y'all to understand how important this calendar is. It's important. Nobody's telling you that we got a double Sabbath this weekend. After Shabbat, goes directly into another Sabbath. Now, let me go into those scriptures. I got the book here, but I'm going to read it online so I can show it to you. The pseudepigrapha. And the Most High gave us, hold on. The Most High gave us this information for us to study, to show yourselves approved. It's important. He didn't give it to us for nothing. Not that we can like brush it off and act like, oh, as long as you're keeping the laws and you ain't even doing that right. Find out about the power that you're supposed to serve. He's a stickler for his laws. Okay, give me a few minutes and let me go into this. Let me get this pseudepigrapha for you. Okay, so I'm gonna read through it real fast because I want to go into this infiltration and what's going on in our community. Hold on. Let's see if that's it. Okay. Okay, so we know it's Jubilee 6, brothers and sisters. Get your books and read along with me, and I will put the link right now in the chat so you can go and read it along with me in case you can't see it clearly. Copy. Hold on. I'm going to read it. I wish I can make this bigger. We're going to start down at 1, but we're going to go all the way. I'm not going to read all of it because I've been reading this for the last couple of months, guys. You know this. I've been reading this a lot. But I just want to reiterate it this month because Sunday is a double Shabbat. Please, here's the link so you can read along with me. I'll read it out loud. And okay, I see Sabbath rest, Shalom, Eden to Eden, Saga, praise the higher, bless you, sis. Shalom, Shalom, Michelle White, Shalom, sis. How are you? Praise the higher. Okay, I'm quickly going to go into this and then we're going to move on. Okay, but double Sabbath this weekend. Okay, so Jubilees in the pseudepigrapha, the Jubilees chapter 6, it says, and on the new moon of the third month, he went forth from the ark and built an altar on that mountain. Now, the third month was actually May, and I talked about this last month because we also had the Feast of Weeks, and this is going into the Feast of Weeks, and also then it's going to go into the fourth month. So bear with me. I'm gonna try to get through this. Okay, on the new month of the third month, which was May, he went forth from the ark and built an altar on that mountain. And he made an atonement for the earth. And he took a kid and made an atonement by the blood for all the guilt of the earth, for everything that had been on it and had been destroyed, save those that were in the ark with Noah. And he placed the fat thereof on the altar, and he took an ox, a goat, a sheep, a kid, salt, a turtle dove, a young of a dove, and placed the burnt sacrifice on the altar, poured therein an offering mingled with oil, sprinkled wine, and shrewd frankincense over everything, and caused a goodly savor to arise, acceptable before Ahiah. Praise Ahiah. And Ahiah smelt the goodly Savior, and he made a covenant with him that there should not be any more a flood to destroy the earth, that all the days of the earth's seed time and harvest should never cease. Cold and heat, summer and winter, and day and night should not change their order, not cease forever. Talking about the seasons, that they will not cease, brothers and sisters, but it's very important to his covenant with us. These seasons, summer and winter, spring and fall, are covenants with the Most High with us, right? And you increase ye and multiply upon the earth and become many upon it and be a blessing upon it. And fear of you and dread of you I will inspire, and everything is on earth and in the sea. And behold, I have given unto you all beasts and all winged things, and everything that moves on the earth, and the fish in the waters, and all things for food, as green as the green herbs. I have given you all these things to eat. But flesh with the life thereof, with the blood, ye shall not eat. For the life of all flesh is in the blood. Lest your blood of your lives be required. At the hand of every man, and at the hand of every beast, will I require the blood of man. Whoso sheddeth man's blood, by man shall his blood be shed, for in the image of Ahiah made he man. And you increase ye and multiply on the earth. And Noah and his sons swore that they would not eat any blood that was in any flesh, and he made a covenant before Ahiah power forever throughout all the generations of the eighth in this month. So that's all in the third month. He made that with the harvest and all that. So that's why we got the Feast of Weeks, Pentecost or whatever. That's what that's about. So that's last month. That's why we had that, the Feast of Weeks. Now it says, on this account, he spoke to thee that thou should make a covenant for the children of Israel in this month upon the mountain with an oath, that thou shouldst sprinkle blood upon them because of all the words of the covenant which Ahiah made with them forever. Okay, and this testimony is written concerning that you should observe it continually, so that you should not eat on any day any blood of a beast, the bird, the cattle, during all the days of the earth. And the man who eats the blood of the beast, of the cattle, the birds, during all the days of the earth, he and his seed shall be rooted out of the land. Okay. And do thou command the children of Israel to eat no blood, so that their names and their seed may be for Ahiah our power continually. And for this law there is no limit of days, for it is forever. Thou shalt observe it throughout your generations, so that so that they may continue supplicating on your behalf with blood before the altar every day at the time of the morning and the evening. Now, this is just showing that we're supposed to eat meat morning and evening, but that's another story because we're supposed to, he's saying on the behalf of the blood before the altar. That means we're supposed to cook our food, daily, day and night before the Most High. He said morning and evening. They shall seek forgiveness for the behalf perpetually before a higher, that they may keep it and not be rooted out. Okay, so we see how important that is. Okay? Okay, now let's go. It says 15. And he gave to Noah and his sons a sign that they should not again be a flood on the earth. And he set the bow in the cloud for a sign of the eternal covenant, that he should not again be a flood on the earth to destroy it all the days of the earth. So that's his covenant, the rainbow, but also the Feast of Weeks and what that he ordained by the covenant is all mingled together with the harvest and everything and the seasons, right? And not shedding of blood. Okay, so 17. For this reason it is, ordained and written on the heavenly tablet that they should celebrate the Feast of Weeks in this month once a year to renew the covenant yearly. So that's a covenant that we renew yearly, the Feast of Weeks. It's a high holy, holy day last month. Okay. And the whole festival was celebrated in the heavens from the day of creation till the day of Noah, 26 jubilees, 5 weeks of years. And Noah and his sons observed it for 7 jubilees, 1 week of years, till the day Noah's death. And from the day of Noah's death, his sons did away with it until the days of Abraham, and they ate blood. So they broke that covenant, Noah's sons. But Abraham observed it, Isaac, Jacob, and his children observed it up unto thy days. And in thy days the children of Israel forgot it until ye celebrated in the new on this mountain. Right? Okay. And do thy command the children of Israel to observe the festivals in all their generations for a commandment unto them. 1 day in the year, in this month, they shall celebrate the festival. For it is the Feast of Weeks and the Feast of First Fruits. This feast is twofold. So it's this double, and of double nature. So here I want to stress that the Most High has a lot of double nature, double feast. Please, brothers and sisters, it's important that you understand this. He's letting you know here that this is how he do things. It is the Feast of Weeks and the Feast of First Fruits. The feast is twofold and of double nature. And I'm going to go into that again because in the 7th month, we have a lot of double nature, double feasts going on. And we have a lot of double Sabbaths within the holy calendar. Y'all have to understand that and learn this. For this is the sign, for a covenant unto them 1 day in the year, in this month ye shall celebrate the festival. Talking about the Feast of Weeks still. For it is the feast. Okay, I'm sorry. Season, and I'll explain to thee its sacrifices that the children of Israel should remember and should celebrate it throughout their generations in this month, 1 day in every year. Still talking about the Feast of Weeks. Now, here we go. And on the new moon, meaning the new month in the Hebrew tongue, the new month of the first month, and on the new month, moon, on the 4th month, and the new moon month on the 7th month, and the new month on the 10th month are the days of remembrance. These are very important, brothers and sisters. And the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions of the year. These are the 4 eclectic months that we must keep, or throughout the Hebrew calendar. It's always on a Sunday, which I showed you that 4 times in a year, that 30, 31, 29, 30, 30, 31, that 31 is always on the Shabbat. Just like in the Secrets of the Times, it happened 4 times in a year, brothers and sisters. We have double Sabbaths. This is what it's saying. You don't. It's a mystery, because if you don't know the calendar, you don't know that he's saying it's a double Sabbath. And I'll read it again. I'll read it again for you. And on the new moon, new month of the first month, on the new moon, I'm saying new month because in the Hebrew it's the Kadash, the new month of the fourth month, and on the new moon of the new month of the seventh month, on the new moon of the 10th month are days of remembrance. These new moons always fall on a Sunday, according to the Hebrew calendar, because just like the last day of that, the third month, the sixth month, the ninth month will always be on the Shabbat. So that's the first day will always be on the Saturday of the Sunday. Do you get me? We have double Sabbaths on these times. So and said these days of the seasons in the four divisions of the year, these are written and ordained as a testimony forever. These are high holy days for us. They're double Shabbats because they always will fall on a Sunday. Okay? So please, brothers and sisters, use this as your guide. Once you start learning the calendar, you will see that the last day of those months before will always be on the Shabbat, which will make the calendar line up correctly 1 through 7, so that our Saturdays will be the seventh day during these four eclorary months. So once you get that and you understand that, you'll understand why it's double. We have double Sabbaths automatically on these months. The first month, which is March, the fourth month, which is June. This month, this Saturday and Sunday are holy days. The seventh month, September, we got like 4 double Sabbaths in September. It's a very high holy month for us. And then on the 10th month, which is December, we will have double Shabbats. Learn the calendar. It's written for you. It's ordained by the Most High. And this is what he's saying. I'll say it one more time. And the new moon month of the first month, that's March. And on the new moon month of the fourth month, that's June, this month. And on the new moon of the seventh month, that's September. And on the new moon of the 10th month, that is December, are days of remembrance. Those days always fall on Sunday. It's always going to be a double Sabbath. And the days of the seasons in the 4 divisions. So it's just our season changing. The Most High ordained these as Sabbaths. These are written and ordained as a testimony forever. They're days of remembrance. And Noah ordained them for himself as feasts for the generations forever, so that they have become thereby a memorial unto us. Yes, they are memorials, but we keep them. It only means days of remembrance. A memorial means we are to remember them. We're supposed to keep them as feasts, as Noah did. On the new moon of the 4th of the first month, he was bidden to make him the ark. So in March, on that first month, which is also our New Year's, so it's a double meaning, double Sabbath in meaning. It's also a double Sabbath, but it also means a double meaning. It's when he was bidden to make an ark, but it's also our New Year, our Holy New Year, the first day of our holy month. So it's double in meaning. So that's why we have to keep it as a holy day. Noah was instructed to keep it, and we are instructed to keep it. Okay? He was bitten off the ark. On that day, the earth became dry, and he opened the ark and saw the earth. That's on the first month in March. On the new moon of the 4th month, the depths of the abyss beneath were closed. And on the new moons of the 7th month, all the mouths of the abyss of the earth were open. So these are the significations for those months. Now on the 4th month, that's what we're celebrating. it's the new season, and it also showed that the abyss was closed. So he ordained them as feasts. On the seventh month, the abyss was open, and Noah ordained it as feast, but it's also a double feast in meaning because it's the feast of trumpets on that day as well. So it's double meaning, brothers and sisters. Just like the feast of weeks and the feast of first fruits are double meaning. Same thing on the seventh month with the feast of trumpets, and when Noah came and he saw on the seventh month that the abyss, the earth was open. And then the waters began to descend to them. And then the new moon of the 10th month, the top of the mountains were seen, and Noah was glad. And when he started to see the earth was drying up, he ordained these days as feasts to us. They are our holy days. And also in December, I believe that that's the last day of the feast of it's the 8-day feast, the feast of dedication, and it falls on that day as well. So again, it's another double meaning, mingled in double Sabbath and double meaning, just like the feast of tabernacle and the end gathering at the end of September is a double 8-day, two double Sabbaths together, double meaning, mingled together. This is how the Most High likes to do things. This is how He ordained our feast. So, brothers and sisters, please know that there are a lot of double Sabbaths, Sunday and Saturday. That's the sign. You must know His calendar. Please get it. Thus saith Ahaya. Okay? Praise Ahaya. So y'all can read the rest of that yourselves, but that's the main part of it that I wanted to bring you, that no, these brothers are not giving us this information. They're not telling us how to figure out the days. Now, Elder Ricard did give us, I'm sorry, guys. Elder Ricard did give us the secrets of the times, but he did not give us all of the information, and what leads you to not doing things correctly and sinning against the Most High, making an abominable day a holy day. You must know this calendar. Hold on. You don't know if you understand French. Okay. Actually, he does teach about double sister. The first time Elder Ricard mentioned double Sabbaths was this Feast of Weeks. I followed him, and I know he does it. So if he has, praise the higher recently, but he hasn't, because I've been the one talking about it. This has been the problem. So he has not. Now you can send me the video where he's talking about it, please, because I learned under Elder Ricard. I know what he's teaching. So for you to come and say, oh, he's been teaching about double Sabbaths, that definitely is not true. So if you want to send me a video, I'll take it. But please send. You will have to send the video, and if I'll stand corrected. But I study under Elder Ricard. I don't listen to no other videos. I learned under Elder Ricard, and I know what he's teaching. That's why I'm telling you this. Okay. So that's his sister Tabitha Crockett. Okay. So you tell me, did he mention that you have if he knows about the double Sabbath, because he did mention it just this. He just said, oh, it's a double Sabbath on the Feast of Weeks, because I forced the information. He has to. He has to teach about it, because that's the Most High's calendar. And he has not been teaching, because he has not mentioned that we have a double Sabbath this weekend. We have a double Shabbat this weekend, and he's going to have his Hebrew class on Sunday. So where is he teaching about these double Sabbaths? Please tell me. Send me the video. I mean, I know you want to defend the brother and everything. I understand that. But y'all, listen, that's why we're going to go into no respecters of persons, sister. Y'all going to stop with this madness, with these defending these brothers if they're not doing right by the Most High. Your allegiance is supposed to be to Ahaya, not to brothers who's giving wrong information. It's going to stop, sisters. And you're not going to come here with that. Because, listen, this is why they try to say, like, oh, she's talking against the brother. I'm not I'm not accepting this kind of behavior from brothers and sisters. Y'all going to be accountable for what y'all do. You cannot be defending wickedness against the Most High. So I'm glad I'm saying this, because this leads me into what we're going to go into now. Okay. Now, actually, I wanted to go into the news before I got into this, but since the sister made the comment, I guess it's best to go into this now, because I didn't really get to go into it last week because I had to go somewhere. Hold on. Okay. Sorry guys. I'm trying to charge my phone. It's going crazy. Okay. So I'm going to go into this now instead. I'll try to do the news later if it doesn't get too late. Recently, or last week, I went into, was going into what was going on with the brothers kind of fighting against each other, and what went on with Elder Gabar and Elder Wakar, kind of throwing Elder Gabar is throwing Elder Wakar under the bus. He's going against GLCC now, and he's trying to do it in a way. But y'all know, I've been talking about this. There's been infiltration, and this is the outcome. Okay, this infiltration, they really want to take Elder Wakar down. They've been wanting to take Elder Wakar down, but since I was talking about it and telling y'all that there was infiltration, they was trying to smooth it out and do it in a good way. They couldn't just blatantly take the brother down. Now, I'm saying this, giving my disclaimer. I have nothing against Elder Wakar. I have nothing against none of these people. The problem is that the Most High sent me out, sat me in Jordan, and started giving me the information and showing me where the error is to him, to the Most High. As far as these holy days are off, and they've been off for years. Once Elder Wakar came out with the secrets of the times, the following year, he threw the calendar off one day. And this is what I'm showing you now. Why you're not celebrating these holy days this weekend, a double Sabbath. All this is due to infiltration. They move Elder Zah out the way, put Elder Lawyer, Elder Gabar. They all supposed to be okay about it, but it's infiltration. Now, I've been telling you guys about the infiltration. I've been trying to tell you, warn you, sisters, get out, get out, get out. They're going to keep you still until destruction. This is what the plan is. It's always been the plan. So I've been telling you that, Elder Wakar be going in on the women so hard, but he's not really dealing with these men. Why? Because there's infiltration, and he don't want to rattle the men. They don't want to say too much against the men so that the men will sit still. The men are so happy to have this fellowship, this brotherhood, this thing. They know that, so they're keeping the men still by, pandering to the men. They won't tell them that they're wrong. They won't tell them that they're off. They won't tell them that they're sinning. So all this stuff has culminated till last week and the week before, when Elder Gabar comes out and he goes in on Elder Wakar. Now, he made it clear when he left, he was stepping down. He wasn't giving no real reason why. He wasn't going to go against the elders. He wasn't going to speak against his elder. This is what he said initially. Now, all of a sudden, he's going hard against Elder Gaja. He's talking about how Elder Gaja is committing fornication. He's in committing adultery. Elder Wakar ain't saying nothing. Mind you, brothers and sisters, this is all I've been talking about for years, telling the brothers that they need to get themselves together. They need to work on the men, not be focusing on these women so hard like they're always going against. They always find a way to make it the woman's fault. Just like with Adam, it's the woman's fault. Every chance they get is always the woman's fault. Meanwhile, adultery, fornication, and everything else is running rampant within these churches, within the GOCC. I've been saying it for years, but because where's your proof? Where did it? It was the Holy Spirit. It's the Most High putting it on me to speak, warning our people, brothers, get yourselves together. The whole time, years and years and years, I've been saying the same thing. Finally, praise Ahaya is came out. Elder Gabar is coming out, blowing the whistle on the whole shebang. And still, Elder Ricard, this week, just yesterday, his last thing, he's still going in on the women. He will not correct these men, even when you got his own elder who steps down, telling on them how wicked they are, how adultery, nobody won't say nothing. All this wickedness is going on within GOCC. Now, let me give a disclaimer. I'm going to say this. Let's put the infiltration to the side for a minute, because we know that it's infiltration. And I believe that's why Elder Gabar is there. And I believe that this was part of the plan. He was supposed to come down and try to take the whole thing over. So clearly we see that Ephraim still has a problem with Judah. Ephraim is still vexed by Judah. Because I believe this brother Gabar is either Ephraim or Simeon or whatever. He clearly has a problem with Judah and how these brothers are doing things over at GOCC. And he feels that he can do it better. But Most High ain't raised him up to do nothing because he's Ephraim or Simeon, and he ain't supposed to be. This is why the Most High said that he was going to raise Judah up so that the other tribes wouldn't, come up against Judah, because they ain't going to like the way how Judah's scrambling around. They can't get themselves together. Fornication, all kind of crap is going on. They cannot get themselves together. So Ephraim feels like he can do it. But Most High ain't raised Ephraim up to do it, Elder Gabar. So you could go sit yourself down somewhere. And I'm just saying is, let's put the infiltration on the back burner for just a minute. Because those of you who don't want to believe that there's even infiltration going on, okay, let's just put it aside. Elder Gabar has no business trying to come up and step up and act like, oh, he's so holy and righteous, because this is how he's trying to come off. And I'm going to show the video. But the reason why I'm not putting Elder Ricard's video up or even this brother's videos up, because they're so quick to try to take my videos down and have my channel take down, because they don't want me speaking anyway. Because I'm speaking like this. They need to stop all the foolishness and get the house in order. They need to stop and get the house in order. But as you can see, Elder Ricard trying to brush it under the rug, trying to act like he ain't saying nothing, that Elder Gabar didn't say all this stuff, And when he did bring it out, first thing he comes out, there was somebody did something in Jordan. You see how he tried to deflect and try to put it on Jordan so that to take the blow away from the foolishness that these brothers got going on in these camps. Okay? It ain't nothing but Ahaya. They're not doing right by Ahaya, brothers and sisters. First of all, the calendar is off and it's wrong. So you think you're going to have peace with the Most High? You at war with the Most High. So that's why all this stuff is going on. And then the first thing Elder Ricard tried to do is talking about, somebody was, what word did he use? Somebody was scammed in Jordan. He tried to put that out first to make to soften the blow on this foolishness that they got going on. Always the woman's fault. And then he had the nerve this week to come up with some other foolishness about the women. It was supposed to be about men, but it ended up being about women. It's always about the wicked woman, how wicked the woman is. These brothers cannot get themselves together. They got all kind of foolishness going on, all kind of adultery. The brother, y'all, listen, I can't. I can't with y'all because and it's still coming on here trying to defend him, talking about he did mention double Sabbath. Sister, please. Still trying to defend this wickedness. Y'all are so wicked and corrupt. This is why Israel ain't coming out of Babylon. It's straight wickedness on our people. Always defending wickedness, never going on the side of the Most High. Never. Israel do never go on the side of a higher. Never. You always find a reason to be siding with these wicked people. Now, the brother done told you there's nothing but wickedness going on. The elder Gabar, what's his name? Gaja. Fornicating. First of all, let me back it up. The brothers are married to Gentiles. Let's go there first. Because I've been talking about that too a couple of years ago. I got off of it because the calendar has been always such an issue. You can't even focus on the fact that they sinned against the Most High with these Gentiles as wives, all of them. Mostly, majority of these brothers, either they mix with some half, and they know they ain't right. They know it's not right. They know it's against the Most High, and they still doing it, and still making these brothers elders with these Gentile wives, and sitting in these congregations in the GOCC. Foolishness. Not to say that Gentiles are not going to be among us. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we're not supposed to be married to these Gentiles. So, Elder Gaja supposedly has a Gentile wife. Now, they may come up and say, oh, she's from Gad, or they like to do that. Have these white women and these Edomites, and then try to act like they from, Gad or Simeon, or, they be foolishness. Okay. Then, so he done blew the whistle on that. So now I just want to reiterate, all these months and years that I've been saying, brothers need to get themselves together. The men, work on the men. They refused. But meanwhile, in the background, all this crap was going on with them, with the not with infiltration, with adultery, with fornication. This stuff is going on. All while I was saying, and I didn't know, it was the Most High telling me what to say. Speak to the children of Israel. Tell the men, they must do this, they must do that. They didn't want to hear it. And they kept on going at the women, kept on going at the daughters of Zion, kept on. And meanwhile, the whole house of Israel is in shambles in GOCC with the elders fornicating and committing adultery. Then the kicker is this last time with the brother in Philadelphia, his father marries some other man's wife. So, and this is on the elder level. Can you imagine what's going on the layman, the lower level with these brothers? And Elder Ricard turns around right this week and gives I am royalty to Bishop Amar, who's in the midst of this fornication with his father. Gives him, there's no accountability, y'all. These brothers are so far gone with the wickedness. The sin is running amok in the house of Israel. So the daughters of Zion are sitting back waiting on these particular men to make a move. Sisters, are you out of your minds? Is all I'm going to say. The delusional state that our people are in, the psychosis that you guys are under, the hypnotism that you guys are under, waiting on these wicked people to do something righteous is so beyond me. Like, I don't get it. Not because just the holy days are wrong. You're worshiping the wrong power, period. You're not keeping the right holy days. This is why these men are still at war with Ahaya. This is why all this wickedness is coming out. They don't respect the Most High. They're not trying to do right by keeping his holy days and his commandments. So that's why all this foolishness is coming out of the woodworks. I'll go into that later, Sister Eden to Eden. Right now, I'm going to do this rant right now because Ahaya, he has been, I had to speak. I had to come out and speak over these years, warning the children of Israel, telling y'all to get this together, get the men together. This is what I've been doing. But I'm wicked, I'm evil, I'm Jezebel, I'm this and that. And now, it's right in your face, brothers and sisters. Sisters, it's right in your face that these brothers are not trying to do right by the Most High. Not only is the calendar wrong, and Elder Ricard ain't correcting it, he's not teaching y'all how to find the right days, how to line it up so that you can be right. He don't even care. He got his Hebrew Bible Academy always falling on the double Shabbats. So you're never going to be right, doing right. Then you got all this underlying wickedness, fornication, marrying other people's wives, just committing sin. The Most High is not a respecter of persons, brothers and sisters. He's not going to, it's not right with him. So I wanted to show the video, a few videos, okay, just so y'all can see it. And if I get a strike, I pray how you protect me that I don't, because I'm just bringing this stuff out because they sure enough not going to do it. They are not going to correct themselves. They're not going to, nothing. And at this point, how you want these brothers want respect from the daughters of Zion. They want you to submit and follow them. But how? How? When it's nothing but sin running among our whole congregations. And these brothers are not going to correct each other because they're too worried that these brothers will get up and walk out of Babylon. So they're trying to keep the brothers still, so they need to appease them. Keep everything quiet and keep it shut up so that these brothers will sit still until destruction. That's all that's going on. It's infiltration. Hold on. I'm going to let you hear it for yourself. Let's see.
Time to say, okay, let me think about how to approach this and so forth, so on. And I think we spoke again. And I said, brother, I think before you join,
I tried to put a picture over
about,
it, so
how if you
just in
the
case,
qualifications, and
y'all can hear it.
Well, you said I could probably do the chin up about the work. We were talking about that, right?
Yeah.
And I said, I think you should call Ricard before we move forward because I don't
Right.
think he knows. If I didn't know, if he lied to you about it and you thought the elders know, I think it should be fair that you should at least give him the opportunity to hear that what his bishop did, or our bishop, because he was also under me and under my region. And hopefully that process, in my mind, it's like if he doesn't call, maybe he has something to hide, maybe it's not true. Things would tell. Times would tell. I wanted to at least have Ricard the opportunity. So, and you did call him. And can you talk to me about that experience?
Ooh. I thank you for telling me to call him because I found out really the Elder Ricard that you see on the screen was not at all the Elder Ricard I talked to. When I try to explain,
Okay, and I just want to interject and say that's true. And this is what I was talking about when I was being hacked, death threats, disrespected by the woman, the wife, Lara and Vera. They started it by sending me death threats and all this kind of stuff. Disrespected, all this, none of righteous, nothing, none of that. So I attest to that. That was my experience with them too. But the thing about it is, I spoke to Elder Gabar about it. That's 10 years ago. 15 years ago, I spoke to Elder Gabar, told him the situation. Nothing. He did nothing. He said nothing. He blocked me. So he's trying to come off now like he's so righteous and he's so appalled. He's full of it. He's full of it, y'all. Wicked. Bunch of wickedness.
myself to him, the only thing he said was, brother, I didn't ask you that. Listen to answer my questions, yes or no. Anytime I try.
Now, when you first called them, what you told them? What was the first thing that you told them?
I'm the same thing I said to you. I'm the brother that got into the situation with Bishop Father. What are you talking about, brother?
So he didn't know.
He didn't know either.
Gotcha. So what he said or what you told him next?
So he was like, "What are you insinuating?" No, I'm not insinuating anything. I want to tell you about the situation. Okay, so you're insinuating this, brother. Listen, get over it.
No, but let me back up. Let's back up. That you told him that
the woman that he married was my wife.
You told him that.
Yes.
And what was his response?
Brother, get over it.
So he's saying that this is Elder Ricard's response. Told him to get over it. After he let Elder Ricard know that somebody married his wife. Fornication, adultery is going on in the church in Philadelphia, where he's residing at, or in close to. This is the response he gets from Elder Ricard. Wickedness.
I wouldn't want that woman anyway.
Okay. And then
it's a blessing for you. And God protected you from something. So I said.
So he was okay for your wife, who wanted to get a divorce for no reason, to marry another brother in the church, and not just to any brother, the father of the bishop of the church. And he said, hey, get over it. How that made you feel? What was going through your mind? Because I would have been flipping out.
No, because it taught me something about him. I seen a side of him that I didn't even know existed. I thought he was better than that. I thought he would go to scriptures.
Yeah.
I thought he would listen. And he didn't do that.
So what happened after that?
I just agreed with him and hung up. I didn't call him to argue with him.
Right.
I called him to tell him the situation.
And I remember when you texted me and said, hey, we spoke. And the first thing, that was fast. That was
quick, you said that was fast.
Yeah. And then, we talked again. And at that time, when I heard what you said, because I know Ricard, and I know there's certain things that you will only know if you talk to him privately, and there's certain things I said. that he said, excuse me, that he would say. And I was like, that sounds like Ricard. And then the first thing I felt, I was shocked in my mind. Okay, I wasn't shocked. Excuse me. Let me reframe that. I would, when you're trying to, there's good in a man, and you're trying to give him the benefit of the doubt, and you just want to be fair because a lot of men call me from the church. Well, not a lot, but a decent amount. Either want to join Man Going God's Way, or just want to catch up and see how I'm doing, or encourage me to come back to the church.
Right.
And I try to be respectful, and I, no. But at this point, it became a situation that I had to be more clear why, and exactly and precisely the reason why I felt that this interview was necessary. And I felt that after I heard that, I said, enough is enough. Because at this point, if you was another man, another type of man, there could have been some serious scenarios, people getting killed, hurt, arrested, violence. You don't mess with another man's wife. It's across the board.
Right.
And the reason why.
Now, I just want to stop it here for a minute, just to put this out there that, with these, you have to be very careful with these kind of situations, because this is why I believe and I understand how they try to create scenarios, and it be infiltration. The underlying of this is infiltration. They'll have these people come up and they'll, have this situation, and then it's just really a talking point, that normally it don't go this way, where a man is just okay with this situation and he comes on a talk show and talks about it and that's it. So that's why you have to really be able to gauge these situations and understand that it's a lot of it be staged. And it's staged just so that Elder Gabar could come out looking like he's a good man. He's going to make good choices. But you'll hear in the rest of this that he was the one who appointed this bishop to be this elder over Philadelphia. It came from Elder Gabar. And my thing all along with Elder Gabar was he was also the one who was heading that whole fiasco with when they did that debate with the Egyptologists. It was all Elder Gabar. These are the type of decisions that this brother be making, and he comes up with, and he's trying to flip it on Elder Akar and act like he's incompetent. But no, Elder Gabar, you're incompetent. And it's these kind of decisions and these kind of things that you do, that you still trying to build yourself up to be an elder, that you should have never been in that position anyway. But he thinks he can get away with this kind of stuff. First of all, he's Ephraim or Simeon or whatever he is. He shouldn't be running and doing anything. The tribe of Judah is supposed to stand up and lead the people. Now, we see that Judah is just a hot mess. But this is part of them making a transition. This is how the Most High is dealing with them. Elder Akar needs to get himself together, and he needs to get the whole thing together. It's all out of order, and it's all out of line. But it don't mean for Ephraim to come up and try to take the whole thing down and take it over. And this is where this brother Gabar thinks he has a shot. It's all wickedness. Their thinking is wicked.
This is a pivotal point in that church history, in what direction they're gonna go, right? Because people always call me, Elder, we miss you, come back, and things of that nature. But they don't know that this is the type of buffoonery I've been dealing with for years with this guy.
Mm-hmm.
And when, I remember when, the first time that I first decided to leave the church, and I said, I have to leave this place, was when it was a Sunday. I was coming back from DMV or some other church. I believe it was DMV. And, I see Ricard, because I was staying at the academy. I mean, I was staying in he was doing the academy, and I was staying in the Philly, the house behind the church there, because I was running I Am Apparel. And I get a phone call from Jamaica. Elder Gabar, we have to talk to you. What's going on?
So now he's gonna throw Elder Gaja under the bus, but it just shows you the kind of stuff that they got going on in GLCC with these men covering for these men over and over and over again.
Elder Gaja is having an affair with my sister. I've been telling him down, blah blah blah. He had this and so forth, so on. So I go immediately and speak to Ricard. Hey, Ricard, there's a situation with Gaja. We got to deal with it. Boom, boom, boom. So.
But he ain't going to mention that Elder Gaja married to a Gentile, and that's against the law also. Not, giving him no pass for the fornication and adultery, but I've been talking about the fact that these men are dealing with Gentiles and married instead of doing what our forefathers did, Ezra, and putting these Gentiles away and getting right by the Most High. Get under the law and do right. That we supposed to, each man and woman supposed to marry within their tribes. Cut out all the fiasco anyway. Ain't nothing good gonna come to you breaking the laws of the Most High anyway.
We had a meeting. We're trying to figure out all the components. And in the process of that, because recall, he takes his time when he's doing counsel. He because he got so much things in his plate. I believe it was like a few days later or a week later, I get another phone call from Jamaica. More people came out. There were three. Well, there were two confirming one that he attempted, but it didn't happen. And it was going back to, one is going back to 4 years. And I am livid. Me and Ricard.
Okay, so Elder Gaja is having these adulterous fornication affairs, he's saying, for 4 years back. Who knows when this happened? But 4 years prior, he's been getting caught in these adulterous fornication, and he's an elder in GLCC, married to a Gentile anyway.
Went to I broke my glasses. My wife would tell you, I was like, Ricard, we have to get rid of this guy. This guy is a snake. I was pissed off. I was just livid out of.
Yeah, and he's so righteous. This one, Elder Gabar.
My wit. Ricard, Gabar, come down. So we having meetings, and we're trying to figure out, and so forth, so on. And we found out that not only Gaja got caught up with sister, there was even other brothers there that were officers that also was fornicating with other sisters and things of that nature.
Okay. I didn't even hear that one before, but now it's coming out. It's other brothers within the whole body, because it's trickling down from the elders. These are the people praying over these people. It's nothing but demonic demons, all of them, because they refuse to get right with the Most High. First of all, they're not worshiping the higher because they ain't keeping the right holy days. So you see how all this stuff culminates into one thing, nothing but sin. And this is why the Most High said we must get under his laws, statutes, and commandments. Because this is what happens with our men. The men are off and they're wrong. But yet, all they want to do is focus on women. And how we need to be this, and how a wicked woman is this, and it's a wicked woman, and women. They will not once correct this situation. And this has been going on for a long time, brothers and sisters, because the Most High had me going to them and talking about it. Get yourself together. And I didn't even know what's going on, but it was on my spirit heavy. The Most High kept telling me to go to them and talk about it. Talk about the fornication. Talk about that you are sinning against the Most High with these strange wives. Not want to get the house in order from the base level. So that's why all this sin and all this stuff is coming out.
And I understand Ricard takes his time, but you know me, I'm like, we got to do something. We got to say something. We got to get in front of this. This is going to get out.
Mm-hmm.
No Gabar. And that's when I realized I got to go. I gotta go. But it happened during the time of COVID. It was like in 2020. I had no job outside of GOC.
Now, let me just interject. He's talking about, he got to go. Listen, when I called him 10, 15 years ago and told him about the hacking, the death threats, the marriage proposals, that the wife was hacking, and sending me messages and all this stuff. Oh, it didn't occur to you then, Elder Gabar. It wasn't a problem then. You've been dealing with this stuff for years. No, you just needed to get out, and now you want to talk about particular things to make yourself look good, brother. But you are wicked, and it ain't gonna help you, brother. Ephraim is still vexing Judah. Brothers are jealous. He wanted to take I am apparel. It's a whole bunch of foolishness, a whole bunch of wickedness. And you ain't getting away with this, brother, because I came to you about the situation. I came to you about the wickedness 15 years ago. You knew.
You see, because I was employed since 2017. Ricard, when he came back in 2016, he was always telling me, Gabar, listen.
And that's another thing. He was the one who told Ricard to come back. I remember. It was Elder Gabar. So now you're going to act like, oh, you're so devastated and jump ship. He's an agent. That's what it is.
You've been doing a lot of work. Quit your job. We got you. We could match your salary, blah, 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 blah. And it took me for like a year to, in back of my mind, and I should have listened to my instincts. Don't do it, Gabar. Don't do it. Because at least if you had an income, you're not subject to Ricard or the church if something bad happens.
Right.
But I took him on this deal, and
now look how he done twisted that whole story around. Just a straight liar. Talking about, oh, he's a liar. But yet he gonna try to act like, oh, he coerced him and asked him to come back and be. When he was the one who told Elder Ricard to come back, he had to come back because he couldn't do it by himself. It's a bunch of lies, y'all.
After I started calling my old employers, hey, what's going on? And at that time, because I was doing a lot of marketing in the radiology field, I was also selling medical equipment, and because it was involved with medics and medical, I had to get the vaccine. I was like, I'm not doing that. So I was trying to say maybe I could get me my license to get a license for trucking.
Mm-hmm.
And so forth, so on. And
so did he say he had to get the vaccine? Is that what he said?
But then something else happened that, with Lawyer and Ricard about a show that I did, and there was disagreement, and I was really pissed off because of this whole situation. And because the main thing with Ricard, I was trying to say, Ricard, I love you and I love Gaja, but I am not going to ruin my reputation over some guy that I just met a few years ago. I worked too hard to be So I told him, anybody comes to me and tell me, I'm not going to deny it. And I'm going to tell them, you deal with, Corporate Elder Ricard. He said, okay, Gabar, I'll deal with it. And, one of my deacons, he was upset. A lot of people were upset. Some people left the church because of it.
Right.
And I was ready to go, but I was stuck in a situation that I needed, I got a wife and kids and my daughter's in college. I was trying to buy some time to my next move.
Yeah, the money was too good. He didn't want to leave.
And between that and for me leaving there was an argument over a show, and I just left. I said I'm leaving. So we all said, and of course Ricard, he always trying to buy some time to hopefully I may not change my mind. I might change my mind later. Mm-hmm. So eventually we went back and forth, and I said, listen, the only way I will stay in this church, there needs to be a committee that Ricard, you have to respect. We have to vote things in. No more you making all the decision.
Right.
And we were going back and forth for a while, and he was this close to agree to it, but this is what broke the camel's back. He said, Gabar, I'm going to agree to this committee, but if the Holy Spirit tells me to move the church a certain way, I'm going to override the committee. I said, well, Papa, defeats the purpose of having a committee. If you feel you can override us, it's just no. I'm not agreeing to that.
Right.
So eventually I packed my stuff, got out, and no job. I didn't have no job, and things of that nature. He gave me 2 months stipend for me to I got paid. I think it was June and July, and I left around June. Right? And the Most High has sustained me. So I'm here, and that's my story why I left the church. But there's even more stories. There was a situation, there was a sister that came to when I was in Philly. She was crying. She was a worker. She was a secretary for the church. Crying, having issues, and then, they used to, my wife and her used to always hang out. One day she just came by, and she was crying. And then I was in my office. My wife said, babe, could you talk to her? They're having issues with her husband. So I sat down and talked to her, and yada, yada, yada. I said, sister, just go home, apologize to your husband, and we'll have a meeting tomorrow. Mm-hmm. And of course, there was two sides, and her side, her side, and things of that nature. So when I heard the husband's side, right, and these two people were employed, they were hired. And this was during a time when Ricard lost his mother. So I was trying to just not stress him out, trying to look for work, trying to show face, people coming to me and all that. And I'm like, and then when when more comes out, these people were, these are two employees. Knife was coming out. There was one time she pulled a knife out on him because she thought, and I guess they were both drinkers and things of that nature. So when all this came out, I told Ricard, hey, Ricard, man, elder, listen. And I didn't want to bother him because he was really depressed at that time because his mother was going through, a lot, and and he lost his mother. And I said, Ricard, you think it's, smart for you to hire these people, with this toxic relationship? And of course, he's, we went back and forth and things of that nature, and eventually we had a meeting. But these are the type of decision that I feel that a committee will help Ricard.
Yeah, right.
You understand? Because I think Ricard, he wants to find the best on the people, but it's just, and I could tell you more stories. And so forth, so on. But I'm saying,
yeah, I'm sure he got a lot of stories. I can tell you my story, yeah.
After what he did to you, man, this is no more a situation that the dude is incompetent. There's some level of,
So now,
immorality here. I mean,
now he's calling Elder Wakar incompetent, and this whole thing is now about Elder Wakar, but it was supposed to be about the brother who took his wife, but now it becomes Elder Wakar. But guys, I believe this is all trying to move Elder Wakar out the way, and Elder Gabar obviously feels he can do the job, but it's not for you, Elder Gabar. You're Ephraim or Simeon. You need to stop vexing Judah. Get over it. Because these brothers, they ain't right. We know Judah ain't right. They need to get themselves together. But it ain't going to be you, Elder Gabar. It's not for Ephraim. So you can forget it. And this is just, infiltration at its finest. But I was saying I was going to leave the infiltration off it for a minute and just show you how these brothers are operating and all the wickedness that's going on and the shush don't tell. And now he's coming out giving all the information. But it's been going on for a long time. From the beginning, the Most High wasn't pleased with it, and he ain't been pleased with it. That's why he sent a woman out. This is why all this stuff is going on. And they refuse to correct the calendar. They refuse to get under the Lord, statute, commandments, put them Gentiles away, stop mingling with these Gentiles in marriage and all this stuff, and so that they cleanse themselves and get right with the Most High. And it's not going to happen. It's not going to be no mass exodus, all this stuff. Sisters, y'all going to have to get out and stand on your own for the Most High. Because you're going to get destroyed in Babylon, sitting there waiting for these brothers to do what they're supposed to do. They're not doing right by the Most High on so many levels. When it comes to the laws and statutes, commandments, they ain't obeying. The calendar is wrong. They still not keeping the calendar. We got a holy double Sabbath this weekend. Ain't nobody mention it. They still not keeping the right holy days. We're not under the hedge of protection if you're not doing it. They're fornicating, adultery, lying, no respecter of persons. And that's why I wanted to go into those scriptures. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Shai. I'm going to give all glory and praise to Ahaya, because that's the only reason why I'm here making these videos, brothers, pleading with my brothers and sisters, pleading with the men of the Most High. Come out of Babylon. Stop going against, you are at war with the Most High. Get under the correct holy days. It has to stop, people. Just wanting to side with wicked men against the Most High. It's not about Kana. It's about the Most High. Thus saith Ahaya. Get in line with him. You siding against him with these wicked men. They ain't doing right. And they ain't going to do right. They got to repent. You think Elder Wakar going to tell Elder Gadja to step down? Tell this brother in Philadelphia, him and his father need to step down? They need to clean house and get some righteous men in position who's going to do right by the Most High. First and foremost, put away them Gentiles from marriage. You're sinning against the Most High. It has to stop. Okay, y'all had enough. And I was going to go into another one about the brothers that was fighting the other camps. Fighting. This is wickedness, y'all. The IUIC, they don't believe on Christ. They don't believe in the baptism. It's always something with these groups. None of them is trying to be right with the Most High. They end up, it's just, oof, guys. And it's not that I'm not against the men. I love the men of the Most High. I really want to see them win. They got to get it together. They have to get themselves together so that we can come back to the Father. We need the men. We can't go without the men, but we got to find some righteous men who's willing to do right by the Most High. and not all clustered together just to be right against women. They will go against the Most High just to be right against women. They hate women so much. But it's not about women. They ain't trying to be right with the Most High. That's all this is about. Where's the love for the Most High to do right? To keep his holy days, to keep his commandments. They ain't keeping the commandments. You heard the brother telling you. There's a lot of brothers fornicating and that. And they talk about him, he's abusing his wife. I mean, I don't want to be talking about these brothers like this, but brothers and sisters, it's clearly something is wrong. Clearly. Ahaya is calling for the children of Israel to come out of Babylon. Get yourselves in order. Get yourselves together. Put down all this foolishness. This is a bunch of foolishness with Elder Akar and GOCC and all this foolishness going on. How are they preparing to come out of Babylon? How? With all this foolishness going on. All they're going to do is come out into the wilderness and get destroyed. That's it. They're just coming to get destroyed. That's it. At the rate they're going with this. So I was going to bring out the other video with them fighting, but it's pointless. It's just to show y'all like the stuff that's going on. It's ridiculous. But let's go into the scriptures about no respecters of persons. Because that's what's needed now. After you heard all that foolishness, and these brothers still think that it's okay, and sisters still want to defend these brothers and act like, oh, he mentioned the double Sabbath, when I know he ain't talking about no double Sabbath. This is wickedness. Okay. So here we go. Praise Ahaya Bashim Messiah. Thank you for your word, Ahaya. Because ain't none of us getting away with nothing. Okay, let's just go in these scriptures real quick, real down, so we can be clear about what the Most High is doing. No respecters of person. Let's start with Deuteronomy. I'm sorry, my phone. Deuteronomy 10 and 17. This is the law. And then we'll go into Christ. 10 and 17. Now I'll make this bigger, hopefully that you can see this. It says, and I will make it highlighted so if you can see it better. Deuteronomy 10 and 17, it says, for Ahaya, our power, is the power of all powers of gods and lords of lords, a great power, a mighty and terrible, which regardeth not persons, nor taketh rewards. Okay? So, he ain't regarding no person. I don't care. And these brothers be like, oh, you got to honor the person who taught you. but yet they don't have no respect and no honor for the Most High and His laws, statutes, and commandments. None. No respect for persons. Most High ain't regard none of that. Because you taught people, but you breaking the laws and you disregarding His holy days and you not keeping His Sabbaths like He told you, and you got adulterers and fornicators all in the midst. These brothers are running amok. Most High ain't having none of that. So don't ask us to respect you because you bringing forth information if you can't respect the Most High and you don't honor a higher. Hold on. We're going to go to Deuteronomy 16 and 19. It says, thou shalt not wrest judgment, thou shalt not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift doeth blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. So you could let the brother know that we are not to be respecter of persons. It's nice and praise the higher that you brought forth all this information, but if you ain't gonna respect the power that gave the information, don't respect double honors for wicked elders who are not regarding the laws, statutes, and commandments of a higher. He said, keep my laws, statutes, and commandments. 2 Chronicles 19 and 7. Wherefore now let the fear of a higher be upon you. Take heed and do it, for there is no iniquity with a higher our power, nor respect of persons, nor taking of gifts. Again, no respect of persons. Praise the higher Bahashim Yeshaya. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya. No respect of persons. We're going to go to Job 34 and 19. This is the Most High. This is how He feels about double honors to the wicked elders who don't keep His laws and statutes and commandment, is not feeding His flock correctly. They love to pull out them scriptures, double honor to not to these wicked elders, fornicating, adultery, all kind of wickedness. 34:19. How much less to him that accepteth not the persons of princes, nor regardeth the rich more than the poor, for they all are the work of his hands. So just because somebody got money, or they can give scriptures, or they can do certain things, you ain't supposed to regard them no higher than nobody else. You're supposed to regard them by what they do according to this law, to a higher. The men ain't supposed to be all gathered together with each other, going against the Most High and talking against the daughters of Zion and trying to act like we so wicked when you know these brothers are committing sin. You know they committing sin, and you knew it the whole time, but you refuse. You rather talk against the daughters of Zion, make the daughters of Zion look bad and act like we so wicked, instead of correcting these wicked men and putting the house of Ahijah in order. Psalms 82 and 12. A bunch of wickedness. And the Most High just bringing it out because they wicked. This is why they being called out like this. Psalms 1 and 2. I'm sorry, 82, 1 and 2. That's right. The Psalms of Asaph, a higher standard in the congregation of the mighty. He judges among the gods. How long will ye judge unjustly, Israel, and accept the persons of the wicked? Salah. How long you going to do that? Keep trying to uphold these wicked people and these wicked men, knowing that they ain't right. Still want to make excuses. Knowing this brother ain't giving you the correct holy day. Talking about, sister, he is talking about double Sabbath. That's not true, sister. He ain't giving the information. I watch Elder Ricard too. Don't come on my channel talking that crap. He is not telling you about no double Sabbaths. I've been talking about this for a long time. She go, he's talking about double Sabbath, knowing you not telling the truth. How long I've been talking about this? How long I've been bringing this stuff out? Just respecting these wicked men for no reason. If they righteous, they righteous. But if they wicked, they wicked. Call a spade a spade. You're not supposed to be judging unjustly just to have something to say. Yeah, you don't want to hear it. You don't want to hear it. Bye. You don't want to hear the truth. Bye. You want to keep on sitting in Babylon and try to act like, oh, you don't know what to do. You know what to do because I told you. Thus saith Ahijah, come out of Babylon. Get out, sisters. Get out, brothers. Trying to act like you ain't confused because I told you. Thus saith Ahijah, Jordan is the safe place. Everybody try to act like they don't know what's going on. You know what's going on. You know you being lied to. You know these brothers ain't right. You been know. But you still trying to hold on. Trying to act like, You ain't going to get away with it. Because Ahijah ain't got me up here speaking for nothing. I ain't up here speaking for nothing, brothers and sisters. Praise Ahijah. I see you, Sister Michelle. You said the men need the women to go forward instead of it's a fight against their women. And both are stiff-necked according to our Most High. And it's true. We're falling backwards and the head is sick. Yes. Yes. There's a bunch of foolishness going on. The head is sick. You said it right. And instead of blaming the women, coming down on the sisters, talking about wicked women this and a wicked woman there, get your house in order. You got a whole crock of men over there that's against the Most High, including yourself, Elder Ricard. Get yourselves in order. Take care of the men. I've been saying it. Until you correct yourself, until you correct that house, the Most High is going to continue to shame you. You get his holy days right. Teach them about the double Sabbath. Teach about his commandments, his Sabbaths. Show the children of Israel how to get the correct holy days, the 4 equerary days that you brought out. Every 4 months, the calendar corrects itself, 1 through 7. Double Sabbaths, brother. Thus saith Ahijah. Get his calendar right and teach it to his people. You got academy. What you got the academy for? But to teach the people how to get the correct Sabbaths and holy days. Those are his commandments. You think you coming up against Sister Connor? You think you hurting me? Nah, you hurting yourself, brother. You refuse. The Most High gonna bring you love. He brought you up. He gonna bring you right down. You refuse to hear. You refuse to correct this situation. You refuse to give them the correct holy days, the double Sabbaths that I've been talking about. You refuse. Okay. We got time. We'll wait. As the Most High bring judgment, we'll wait. Since you want to play, you think it's funny? You think it's a joke? You think you're being smart? You ain't hurting Sister Connor. You ain't going against me. This is our highest laws. These are our highest holy days. These are our highest feast days. You trying to be smart and going against the daughters of Zion, talking against the daughters of Zion all the time. You ain't hurting nobody but yourself, brother. That's why everything is crumbling. All kind of stuff is going on. That's why. Because you refuse. But we're going to praise the higher. Praise the higher. Okay, we got, what else? Matthew. Now we're going to go into Christ. Matthew 22. Wait, hold on. Matthew 22:16. Praise the higher. He's not a respecter of person. He don't care. Ain't none of us getting away with nothing. Sister Connor, I can't get away with nothing, and nobody else is getting away with nothing. Believe me. People think they could just sit in Babylon and wait and try to act like, oh, they got an excuse. They waiting on it. Go ahead. Praise the higher. 22:16. Matthew 22:16. It says, and they sent out unto him their disciples with the Herodians, saying, Master, we know that thou art true and teachest the way of a higher in truth. Neither carest thou for any man, for thou regardest not the person of men. Christ did not regard the person of men. So you got these brothers as elders, bishop, deacon, all fornicating, committing sin within your church, and you don't want to say nothing. You rather look and point at the daughters of Zion and try to create and act like they're so wicked, but you will not bring these brothers down and demote them. They shouldn't be no elders. They should have never been elders anyway. Including that Elder Gabar. Shouldn't have never been no elder. And that's all I was saying. You could tell what type of decisions that they make. Luke 20:21. There's a bunch of wickedness. They just want to have a whole bunch of men around you so you could look like you're doing something. Most High ain't caring about none of that. He testing to see. You can't make the right decisions. You can't make a right judgment call. You're out of there. That's why all this stuff is happening. And it will continue to happen. While the Most High bringing down Babylon, and he'll bring it down right with you guys in it. Because you refuse to judge wisely, to judge righteously. Ain't no righteous judgment among you. Ain't none of you, even the sisters, want to justify these wicked men. Just want to justify them and try to act like everything is okay. Go ahead. See what the Most High going to do. Luke 20:21. And they asked him, saying, Master, we know that thou sayest and teachest rightly, neither acceptest thou the person of any, but teaches the way of a higher Truly. We supposed to be like Yeshaya, not respecters of persons. Talking about double honors to the elders. And they wicked as all get up. These wicked men, you want to regard them, knowing they wicked. Praise the higher. Christ ain't no regarder of no person. Romans 2:11. I hope y'all take these scriptures down. Read it. Study it. Show yourself approved. Stop regarding these people like they're going to help deliver you out of Babylon. Most High said, walk up out of there. Jordan is a safe place. Stop playing yourself. You're playing yourself at this point. Trying to act like, oh, you waiting for the exes, waiting for the elders. These elders ain't doing nothing. They ain't even worshiping the Most High. Romans 2:11, for there is no respect of persons with a higher. Why? Because you got a whole bunch of wicked men trying to act like they doing something and they ain't doing nothing. They don't even care about the Lord's statutes and commandments. They don't want to keep his holy days, and they don't want to keep his Sabbaths, and they don't want to keep the Lord. Double honors to the elders. Knowing these brothers don't care. And I have so many more, y'all. Galatians 2:6. Nobody want to hear it, huh? Praise the higher by Hashem Yeshaya. Praise the higher. I give all glory and praise to a higher. He is no respecter of person. He'll bring it all down. And anybody could go. Anybody could get it. Y'all don't want to listen to the Most High. Y'all don't want to keep the laws and keep his holy days. Y'all don't want to find out his calendar. Y'all don't want to go on and get it right. You all gonna feel it. He gonna bring it. He is no respecter of persons. I don't care how much you try to act like everybody else is wicked but you. Everybody else is wicked but you. You sitting with all them demons, committing adultery, fornication, all kind of sin, and trying to act like you the righteous and you the holy. How? What kind of delusion are you under? What kind of delusion could you possibly be under? Knowing that these brothers are sinning like this, and you still trying to act like the Most High is with you. How? And he's clearly bringing war against you with all the chaos that y'all got going on, all the death, all the stuff is that going on. Clearly. Most High raging war against you, and you don't even know it. You ain't even regarding it. You ain't even accepting the fact that the Most High is not playing. And all this got me saying for years, the men, get the men together. Get the men. The men got to get in order. And I'm not the enemy. I'm not against the men. I'm just saying that there's something wrong. And now it all comes out. Now these brothers trying to act like, oh, everybody else the demon. But the Most High is at war with you. Showing the wickedness in your house, Elder Wakar. And you still trying to act like you are righteous and holy. With all this wickedness going on. With the men. Whew. And everybody still trying to act like they don't see it. It's right in your face. Praise the higher. Ain't nobody getting away with nothing. Galatians 2:6. But of these who seem to be somewhat, whatsoever they were, it maketh no matter to me. A higher accepteth no man's person. For they who seem to be somewhat in conference added nothing to me. Ahiah accepted no man's person. He is not a respecter of person. Sin is sin in his eyes. What kind of delusion are these people under? A strong one. Ephesians 6 and 9. Unless you talk like this and act like this with these our brothers and sisters, people will try to act like nothing is going on. They will try to act like they don't see nothing, they don't hear nothing, they see nothing. Sin is right at your door, and you trying to act like you don't see it. And let us not be weary in doing well, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. People so busy trying to not to. Most High said, come out of for my people. They don't want to come out of Babylon. They want to sit in that wicked place and try to act like everything is okay while everything is falling down around them. Straight wickedness, brothers and sisters. Colossians 3:25. All of this is about no respect of person. All these scriptures. But you still want to prop up these wicked men and try to act like they're doing something when you know you should have been up out of Babylon. This is why y'all not out of Babylon, because all this foolishness is going on, and these brothers are against the Most High. They ain't coming out of Babylon because they can't stand in the holy ground. They too wicked. They ain't got no intentions of coming out. And y'all sitting there waiting on them. A bunch of wickedness. But he that doeth wrong shall receive the wrong which he hath done. And there is no respecters of persons. Hello. All the wickedness, they telling on themselves now. Now they telling on each other how wicked it's been. I played you the video. You heard it for yourself. Wickedness. This is why they're not coming out of Babylon. They're engaging in all kind of wickedness, fornication. The men against Ahiah. They're at war with Ahiah. James 2 and 4. Are ye not then partial in yourselves, and are become judges of evil thoughts? Yes. That's what it is. Wicked and evil and against the Most High. Ain't none of them right. And this is what y'all been dealing with for years up under that GOCC. Foolishness and madness with these brothers can't get themselves together. And that's the ones who's bringing forth the good word. And all that wickedness going on. So you can imagine with these other Israelite groups, what's going on. James 2 and 9. But if ye have respect to persons, ye commit sin. Hello, you're sinning. You're sinning against the Most High, propping these brothers up. Double honors to the elders. When they ain't not doing nothing but sinning and wicked fornication against the Most High, and are convinced of the law as transgressors. All of you. If you propping them up, trying to act like everything is okay, you're sinning against the Most High. 1 Peter 1:17. And if you call on the Father, who without respect of persons judgeth according to every man's work, pass the time of your sojourning here in fear. Okay? You're supposed to be judging according to no respect of persons. So the brother just let you know, he let the cat out the bag of all the sin that's going on in GOCC with these men fornicating, all kind of stuff they doing. He said it. He got stories. And he been had stories. Because I gave him a story 15 years ago. Or 10 years ago. He knew. No respect of person. That's what Ahaya said. Wickedness. Jeremiah 3:14. This is the last scripture. And there was one in Acts, but I didn't write it down, so I don't know what I did. Oh, let's go to Jeremiah, because this is it. The conclusion of the whole matter. Okay? Hold on. Let me find it. Jeremiah 3:14 and 15. Here we go. 14 and 15. Turn, O backsliding children, saith Ahaya, for I am married unto you, and I will take you one of a city and two of a family, and I will bring you to Zion. This is how the Most High is bringing the children of Israel out. It will be no mass exodus. Stop deceiving yourself, brothers and sisters, and get out of Babylon before it's too late. There's too much wickedness amongst these men. They're not going to correct themselves. They will not correct each other. They're not going to do it. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya. Get out of Babylon. Get out of harm's way. Destruction is coming. Babylon the Great is falling. It's falling. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya. So that's it. I didn't even go into half of the other stuff. The news. Yeah, let me just give y'all a little news, since, people in this delusional state, they don't want to act like nothing is going on. These brothers, you can see what they're about. Ain't nothing moving. Okay? They too caught up with the wickedness and the sin for them to even prepare to come out of Babylon. It's not going to happen. So, let me just a couple of quick videos. Hold on. I just wanted to share this really quick.
And right now at 4 o'clock, new video from the scene of a migrant landing on Samaos Beach. Border Patrol agents calling after 4 Chinese migrants made it to shore. It is unclear if this is a migrant smuggling operation.
An investigation is now underway. Local 10's Alex Finney is live at the scene with the details. Alex.
And Nicole and Calvin, authorities are looking into all of that. Mind you, when this happened earlier this morning, there were plenty of people on the beach. So, of course, we got plenty of video of these migrants coming ashore. As you mentioned there, all of this is still being investigated. This is brand new video just into our newsroom, showing some of the migrants jumping off of a boat near the pier. You're seeing what looks to be easily over a dozen people landing in the water. And here's more cell phone video. You see this woman with a backpack in tow coming out of the ocean. This is in Sunny Isles Beach.
While we were in the hotel, we saw cops and we were hearing sirens and we were a little bit confused. And then when we came outside, we just saw a bunch of Asian people that were being stopped. and nothing. Apparently, they said they came in a boat, and there was about like 15 of them, and they caught like 4 or 5 over there.
Over there being the beach entrance by the Newport Beach Hotel, where you can see the migrants sitting up against a wall and then ultimately being led away in handcuffs. We're told that some migrants ran off, but were detained a short time later. And so in total, according to Sunny Isles Beach Police, there were 15 migrants, we know many of which are now in custody. We are still working to get that specific number for you. And as soon as I do get that, I'll be sure to pass it along to you. Again, all of this still under investigation. We will see you with another live report at 6 o'clock. For now, this is the very latest live in Sunny Isles Beach. Alex Finney, Local 10 News.
Okay, so what they're saying that they're not migrants. They're actually, how do you say? Hold on. They're not migrants. They are like the army soldiers being shipped in. And they got a lot of these people, they're saying like they got all these other groups coming in. Excuse me. All these groups coming in from different. Listen, they are preparing for destruction in Babylon. We know the prophecy. America is going to be split in 3 parts. They know that eventually it's going to be hit by war because the Medes is prophesied, Iran is prophesied to destroy America. So they're bringing all migrants, some who are the children of Israel from other nations, like the Mexicans, the Haitians, all the children of Israel. So get them in one place. We're going to be destroyed. They're our people. But they're also shipping in soldiers who are going to take, the people down from within. So the news is what they're not telling you who these people are. You just see a lot of migrants. Some of them, I told you that I had a friend here who was coming to America. He's coming under the military. And, he's from like Syria somewhere. And they're recruiting these people to come into America and take our people down. So you need to get up out of Babylon, basically. That's what that's about. Hold on, I have another one. This one is okay. Yeah, I know this guy. I always listen to his videos. Hold on, but you need to hear.
Please like and share this video. Love this video. Get it out to the public, those that have eyes to see still and that can actually still listen. Stand your ground. Do not comply ever. Case in point, billionaires like Elon Musk frolicking with the communist CCP. He flew in on a surprise visit. They say on Tuesday he's being treated like a king. Is this the same country that our congressmen and women have accused China of releasing the you-know-what in Wuhan? Is this the same China suppressing human life and putting Uyghurs allegedly in camps? Is this the same communist state that helped Russia invade Ukraine? The answer to all that is yes, yes, and yes. Yet these billionaires in American Fortune 100 that are deeply integrated with the U.S. government and DARPA hang with these people and dine? Unless he's on a reconnaissance mission of some sort, working for truth, which I guess is a possibility, then this would be considered traitorous to the American people, freedom, and liberty worldwide. Case in point, an article just came out today from the alleged main. Invasion is imminent. Blockade. And so I asked the question again, is this just a continuance of the American empire's downfall and collapse of our entire system? This is spiritual warfare, ladies and gentlemen. As I've been saying and warning for over a decade now, they will be inserting microchips into your head. And in fact, Neuralink this week, I could feel it spiritually. I knew it before the announcement even came, because God told me. Neuralink and its human clinical trials have been approved. In fact, there's 2 other companies of which human clinical trials have already been approved, and they're working on now. In fact, Elon Musk and others have fully admitted now it's not just for paraplegics or those with palsy, it's for everybody. Because you're going to have to compete with AI and ChatGPT, and you're going to make more money, and you'll be sexier, and you'll live forever. The transhuman agenda, 200 years. You see, this is biological, spiritual, economic, financial, and currency warfare. And anyone with a thinking brain understands this and knows the absolute truth. After 3 years of pain and suffering, of which the United States acted exactly the same as China, proving my case in point that this is a very, very bad situation that we are in. Political chaos, cultural warfare, where our politicians are more concerned about how you identify than they actually are feeding the freaking hungry or taking care of our troops. These are all hardcore, critical, in-your-face facts. And it puts the American people, and I'll be frank, and the westernized world in a lot of danger. As Fortune 100, all of the billionaire class and all of our politicians sold out, many Americans actually believe that to be the case. They think that's the truth. And I would suggest that it's very likely. Again, this is a wealth transfer. This is a transition of power. This is establishment of a new singular one network of which they're going to onboard everybody. A cashless society of surveillance and more permanent controls like we saw post the Patriot Act of 2001 and now post what we just experienced over the last 3 years. But here's what most of you are missing. You're not thinking about solutions. You're not going on offense. You're not being proactive. You're just consuming media and you're listening to censored pundits like Tucker Carlson and others. And all they tell you on a day-to-day basis is how America is finished, it's collapsed, it's over, there's no more freedom, liberty is ended. And they're all right about that. The problem is they're the problem. They have no solution for actual real change. There is no political solution. Case in point, if you believe that the last presidential race wasn't legit, then why would you run in a new one? That would make you an effing idiot. That would make you out of your mind. If it wasn't legit on day one, it ain't going to be legit now. So all you're witnessing now is a media circus, a bread and circus of which to entertain the peasants as they rip you off, as they take your currency and destroy it. They get rid of the dollar. They establish a new one. And again, they put you on the singular network. As China now will be targeting Taiwan with imminence and will be taking largely total control over the semiconductor trade, the new oil, data, supercomputers, AI, specialized systems, simulative type technologies, deep fakes, unreality of the mainstream media, specialized universes and worlds of which they'll control your individual paradigm, where Americans are too busy watching the show and being entertained or playing a video game that they just let Rome burn, like the Dark Ages, like the collapse of any civilization that we have seen in centuries past. Again, nothing has changed, ladies and gentlemen, in thousands of years, but you should. You see, everything I stand for and everything that I do here at Island Project, islandproject.com, islandprojectclub.com, with gold and silver and preps, is a solution. It's actually real change. It's community building. It isn't just complaining. It's amazing people, men and women like you from all over the world that have joined together to actually rise. And
Okay. Yes, and I just want to reiterate for brothers and sisters as well that y'all should be buying gold. Get out of Babylon and get you some gold and silver and start to prepare. Buy you food. Get yourselves together. Shia is coming, brothers and sisters. But it ain't going to be pretty, during his coming. So, got to prepare. Okay, let me see what else. There's a few more other videos I wanted to put up so that you guys will get you in preparation mode, understanding that
You got to keep preparing. Share screen. Let's see how about. Yeah, share some of her information.
Most people don't have a clue what is happening with our food, and they don't want you to know what's happening with our food, but they are destroying it, destroying the food, and destroying us in the process. Let's talk about it. Every aspect of our life is now under some kind of control, whether you realize it or not. People who don't fish won't realize it. People who do fish will realize it. People who do hunt will realize it. Right now, they are looking for ways to limit. They already have limits on stuff when it comes to fishing and hunting. They're wanting to limit it more. They want to limit the amount of people who are doing it. So they're increasing the prices of the fishing licenses and the hunting licenses, and how many fish you can actually catch in a day. Hey y'all, welcome back to the channel. How are you guys doing? Thank you for being here today. So I'm sitting here waiting on my husband to come out. He got to get his beard right. I'm waiting on him to come out because he has to get gas to cut our grass. And y'all, we got a date later. That's something that I said we need to start doing this. We need to make this a priority. There are so many things that we need to be getting done when it comes to storing our food, because we want to be in control of what we have in our home and not someone telling us how much we can have and rationing this and rationing that. All that aside, we still gotta be a couple. We still have to get things done together, and you have to have a healthy relationship in order to do that. Now, we have millions of people in the United States who are struggling to feed their family, struggling to feed themselves. You see them. A lot of us try not to see them, but they're there. And a lot of them are veterans. Regardless if they're a veteran or not, we still have people here in the United States that we need to be feeding. Yet and still, last year, we were sending food away to other countries. Make it make sense. If we have so many people that are here in the United States have been suffering, not having enough food to feed their families, using the food banks, and now even more people are using the food banks who never used the food banks before. If we have all of those people combined, and we have inflation where it stands right now, this all seems very planned to me, because of the fact, and I'm not doing conspiracy, I'm just doing my opinions. So to me, it was a matter of time before all the crime that is taking place right now in stores, where people are looting and stealing and whatever they're doing in these stores, all of that was to be expected to happen. The Midwest, we're going to talk about eggs. You see the egg prices now, they are dropping in certain areas. I remember when egg prices were $29 at its highest that I've seen it, maybe 30 for 60 count. Now those same eggs have dropped down to 11 in some areas, 6 in others, 5 in others. Mind you, before the pandemic happened, egg prices for 60 count were $4.09 or $5.09, depending on the state you were in. So I took some notes. It says Midwest egg sales were 94 cents just last week for a dozen. And that's wholesale market, where they were $5.46 just 6 months ago. And then in retail, it was going for over $1, and it is steadily declining. So what's the why behind that? They're saying supply and demand is the why as to why the prices are steadily decreasing. So apparently this time of the year is not the time of the year where the
تحلى بالشجاعة. ابدأ مشروعك أونلاين مع GoDaddy. مهما كان عملك لدينا الدومين المناسب لك. ابحث عن الدومين المناسب لك في أكبر مجموعة دومينات
the demand is high for eggs as opposed to after the summer when kids go back to school. Millions of birds. But did they really have avian flu is what I'm starting to question, because a lot of profit was made during this time because the price of eggs increased to those $30 for 60 count and $5 and $6 for a dozen. A lot of people made money. There was a company, and now they're saying also that farmers had, inflated feed prices and cost of fuel. And yes, that does cost. Farmers didn't make that money. A lot of people mad at farmers because they think the farmers increased the prices. No, the farmers didn't make that money, but these companies did. This company called Cal-Maine Foods, the largest U.S. egg producer, reported a profit growth of over 700% in the ending quarter of February 25th because of higher prices. So that is why I say all of this crap was a plan. One, to control us by controlling the food. And if you can control the food, you can control the people. If you can feed into their fear and their panic of it's not going to be enough, because we're going to make it not enough. We're going to say there's avian flu. And yeah, there is avian flu, but we're going to magnify it and make it seem like it's more than it is. We're going to cull millions of chickens. Why? Because we can make a profit. We can make a profit off of people who are struggling. So now all of a sudden we have enough egg laying chickens now. You culled millions, meat birds and egg layers. And then there was that fire that took place at a chicken farm. Then there were eggs were spilled all over the highway in Texas, like 35,000 or something like that. So much. You got to connect the dots, y'all. And I'm not reaching. You really got to connect the dots. They are doing this stuff intentionally. And a lot of people have caught on to that. And some people not paying attention. Some people just don't give a crap. But they are planning this stuff. And it's all money. It's always about that dollar. We still have millions of birds remaining even after they culled millions. We still have millions. We still had a shortage? No, we had greedy people, greedy companies who were gouging us. And they always say, oh, we shouldn't gouge. And I think if some of us would dig deeper into these companies, we'll find that a lot of our politicians are probably stockholders at some of these companies that's making 700% profit. So now they say buyers are buying less. Well, yeah, they are. They're buying less because they can't afford to buy anything but necessities. And even the necessities are not being bought in bulk as much as they were. People are having to budget more and cut down. Middle class is becoming poor. Poor is becoming poorer. Rich is becoming middle class. Wealthy is going to remain wealthy. Wealthy is going to become even more wealthier, because they're going to eat off of all of us. So while the egg prices are going down, this is what I suggest. Not telling you to do this, but this is what I suggest. Because I have egg layers, so I haven't had to buy eggs. But I do have to buy feed, which is where I'm headed now. And I'm interested to see if their feed prices have gone up. I don't buy that big box feed anymore. I buy feed that is made by actual people at the feed store. You know, it's not sent out and shipped in and none of that stuff. It is all linked up together, because if you're buying cheaper foods that are not healthy for you, you're going to end up with more illnesses. Illnesses lead you to the doctors. Doctors lead you to the medications, and the cycle repeats itself. So everybody is linked in to each other, and everybody is profiting off of everybody. That's why I said the wealthy are just going to get wealthier, because they're going to eat off of us, which means they're going to take whatever little we have to make sure they're surviving. Now they're doing just fine, but they want more. It's called greed. Small bone in and boneless are still under pressure because of some processors having to increase the bird size. Now, how are they increasing these bird sizes? Hormones, which leads us to poor health, which leads us to the doctor's office, which leads us to the medications, and the cycle repeats. You see what I'm saying? Do you see where I'm getting with this? I don't want to say there's no solution. There's always a solution to stuff, but you have to be willing to do it. So since they're saying egg prices are down now and they are still decreasing, but they expect them to go back up, because they say right now it's not a high demand for them. But in the fall, when kids go back to school and during the holidays, it's going to go up. So while the egg prices are down right now, if I were you and I was still buying eggs, I would be stocking up my eggs. And you say, how do you do that? You can freeze your eggs. You can dehydrate your eggs. You can even pickle your eggs. I don't do pickle eggs, but I do dehydrated and freeze eggs. That way you'll have that down the road, and you won't be falling trapped for this control that they're trying to have. Every aspect of our life is now under some kind of control, whether you realize it or not. People who don't fish won't realize it. People who do fish will realize it. People who do hunt will realize it. Right now, they are looking for ways to limit. They already have limits on stuff when it comes to fishing and hunting. They're wanting to limit it more. They want to limit the amount of people who are doing it. So they're increasing the prices of the fishing licenses and the hunting licenses. I think last year we paid either $10 or $20 for fishing licenses. Well, I lost mine. So I went in because I thought it was expired. I said, I want to get another one. It's going to cost me $40 right now. And then she was like, well, it doesn't expire until June 5th. I said, well, then I'll hold out. She said, yeah, that's fine. You can hold out. I reprint it, $7. And then she said the price is going up from $40 to $50 in July. So when I told my son that, the first thing he said is, man, they really trying to control what we do when it comes to the food. Not really talking about it a lot. You got to really look for it or hear innuendos and then say, well, let me do some research into that and see if that's really happening. It's really happening. It really is happening. It's a lot happening, y'all. Be woke. I don't mean to bring that to you, but be woke. Wake the heck up. It's too much going on for us not to pay attention, for us not to care about what we are eating, why we're eating it, and if we're going to have it to eat at all. Because at any moment, they could say, well, we need to get rid of this right here. We need to dwindle this down some. So let's do X, Y, and Z. And that's going to cause people to freak out, panic, then they want to call you hoarders or panic buyers and all this other stuff when they are creating this thing. It is a scheme. So I'm going to show you a video that I did just 10 months ago with the UN talking, and I'm just going to show a little clip of it. You would have to go to the actual video that I did for the longer version of it, but just a little clip of it with them talking about where it stands with global food crisis. But yet and still, they are giving away food by giving out the EBT food stamp cards to the immigrants that come over to the country, when people here who are working hard, still not making ends meet, having a hard time putting food on the table, can't get no help. Make it make sense. They say they care about the water that we drink, the food that we eat. And this is why we have to have so many regulations, with the FDA and all this other stuff. Well, if that's the case, then why is it Flint still having issues with their water? Why is it Ohio is still having issues with that train derailment that went in, the chemicals went?
Okay, praise the highest. So I just wanted to give you some of that news so that you can get an idea of what's going on. Praise the higher Bashem Shaya. So I give all glory and praise, brothers and sisters, to Ahaya, because it's him who's providing, is preparing us, hold on, to what's going on. And I had a few drops I wanted to do. Hold on. So thank you, brothers and sisters, for joining me. I pray this was informative. I know I kind of ranted a lot, but I really, just to see all this stuff going on and people not really, they being very selective with what they address, what they don't address. So hold on. I have my little drop. Hold on. Giving praise to Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya.
Wait.
Yeah, I got some. Praise Ahaya. Okay. Guys, Israel. Come on, we're going to get it together. Praise Ahaya Bahashim Yeshaya. We're going to get it together, Israel. Okay, and I just wanted, let me do it up. Okay, and by no means, the information that I brought out is not an attack on our men, our brothers, but they do got to get themselves together. That they have to do, and we can't sugarcoat it for them or giving them no real passes, because they will clearly sweep this stuff under the rug and act like it's not happening and it's all the women's fault. So we kind of, unfortunately, got to bring it out and let our brothers know, like, we see you guys and y'all got to get it together. Get the men in order. We love you, Israel. We know that you're kings, and we know the Most High is going to he's going to pull some righteousness out of y'all somehow, some way. Praise the higher. But brothers and sisters and brothers, y'all definitely got to get yourselves together. This is not a game. Get them holy days together. Get them the Sabbaths together. Get the Lord's statutes and commandments. Put away them Gentiles so brothers can start getting it on order with the Most High. I mean, it's just not happening because there's no correction coming out of GOCC on no level with none of these situations that I'm talking about. And it's just the Most High putting it on my spirit to speak, bring it out. Get the house of Israel in order. Brothers, I don't know what y'all going to have to do. I don't know what it's going to take. But, and I urge the daughters of Zion not to be sitting around waiting. get out of Babylon, get yourselves together. The Most High will provide and protect you until he gets some righteous men to stand up and do what is needed to be done. That's all we can do. Just obey him. He said, come out of her, my people. Come out of her, my people. Period. So, and let's see what I got for that. I got some. This is my testimony, guys. Listen. This is my testimony. What the Most High has me doing, and I pray. Oh, hold on.
Wait. Can I get my testimony?
It's my testimony. Yes, he did.
Holy breath into these old dry bones. Ooh, I started dancing, I started singing. I praise his holy name. I said, higher, woke me up. Turn me around. Higher, blew his holy breath and put me to holy ground. Higher, my life, bring his only son.
Praise the higher. Okay, so I just added those little drops, so I'll be using them. But praise the higher, Bashem Messiah. Israel, I'm praying for you. Sisters, get out of Babylon. Brothers, get yourselves together. Get right with the Most High so that we can take this to the next level. I give all glory and praise to Ahaya Asher Ahaya, Bahashim Yeshaya, Wak Wadashru Wak. I thank the Most High. I love Ahaya because he is no respecter of persons. He's no respecter of persons. So, praise Ahaya, y'all. Have a blessed week. And I will see you. So maybe I'm hoping I can do the Shabbat worship. But for right now, I still haven't gotten it totally together yet. And I haven't even had time. But praise the Higher. I hope I want to worship Ahaya and give him glory and praise for all that he's doing. He is amazing. And he's worthy to be praised. He's worthy of our praise. So we got to praise him. So I hope you all have a blessed week, and I say shalom. Hey, what happened? Let's try it again.
To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Song of Moses, 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 song of Moses. Sing to a higher, returning gloriously. The horse and its rider was thrown into the Red Sea. A higher is my strength, a higher is my son. He is my salvation, my power. I build his habitation. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. They sink just like a stone. The goodness of His excellency has overflown. Higher. Nothing about your attention again. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. So the Moses, 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 so the Moses. You better. You better. You better. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. To the wilderness, let's go. Babylon about to fall. You better pack them bags and grab them kids if you know what I know. Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. Study the scriptures to show yourself approved. Higher, Bahashim Yeshaya. Higher, Bahashim Yeshaya. Study the scriptures. 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 Study the scriptures to show yourself approved.
How you bring the fire? Hear me now. Let's go, Yasharala.
Let the Holy Spirit lead.
That's right. Kwadash will rock now. How you bring the fire? You will drop the beat. Kwadash will rock. Kwadash. 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 It's a holy place. That's Kwadash. 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 Kwadash.
Just like in the word it says, we are the holy ones. Don't cry, pick up your head. He sent his holy son, shine and by his fighting, but lost, but now you on the road. So high in mercy, the precious shine your pain. Holy is His kingdom, the cornerstone was laid. The cornerstone was laid. Let's go. This is what I talk about. Salute all my brother and my sister out there who keep the commandments. That's right. Keep the 10. Keep the 10. What you talk about? Let's go. 1. Put no other God before me. 2. Don't you dare bow down. 3. Don't say my name in vain. 4. I keep my Sabbath day holy. 5. Honor your papa and your mother. 6. Don't you murder. 7. Don't do adultery. 8. Don't you steal. 9. Testify falsely. 10. Don't use your face to cover thy neighbor. That's right. Holy. How you said be holy. How you said be holy. Yeah. Be holy. Holy. How you want you holy. Don't you wanna say I am holy. Let's go. Allah wa Allah sa abad na shalala kwa kasta haya shamba shawam saka hasibaf la kadashwa kabad abaka wa amaka shalava tazak la na la gana shaya ay ni shwa shama shalava aita Let the 12 tribes gather together. You know that something's about to go down. I can feel it. A higher government blowing the trumpet. So gather up well. Yeah. Let's go, yeah. When a higher brings down destruction. That's right. He always lets some Hebrews escape. Gonna be one, yeah. Israel, get yourself together before it's too late. He told Noah to build it up, and Joseph prepared for the famine. Yes, he did. He told Lot to run, and Moses, you better put blood on the door. So I'm telling you now, it's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. Ooh, it's gonna rain. Brimstone with fire, y'all. It's gonna rain. It's coming. Get ready. It's gonna rain. Brimstone and fire. Come on. 12 tribes gather together. Come on. It's the car where you at. You know that something's about to go down. A highest coming, blowing the trumpet. So gather around. He told Noah to build it up, and Joseph prepared for the famine. Yes, he did. He told Lot to run, and Moses, you better
It shall become. Come on. Y'all know what it is. Babylon is finished. Come on. You're going to be praising the highest. Over in joy. Jordan is the place. Let's go. You ready? Come on. It's going down. It's going down. Get out of Babylon. Let's go. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's ready to say. It's gonna rain. Jordan is the place. You're gonna praise for his deliverance. are the voice, we are the song. You are power, we are your people. You are the light, we stand in awe. We stand in awe of you. We stand in awe of you. Not by might, not by might, oh yeah, not by power, by your spirit higher, send your spirit higher. Not by might, not by power, by your spirit higher, send your spirit higher. You called us out the Babylon system. We heard you call, we followed your voice. Grace upon grace, mercy on mercy that you gave to us. We came alive.